Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Rage Gaming Thursday Night Locals. My name is Dan Ugar. I am here with Brian DeVesa. And Brian, we are back after a big old cup on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
I know. I was watching it from the hospital because I work there. And
thank you for clarifying why you're watching it from the
I always have to clarify, but it was just so awesome to see the amount of people that came by. So shout out to everybody that was able to come by. And then shout out to Austin Charles for the...
Yeah, I just messaged Austin Charles. Also, Bryce, can you hear my microphone or just my voice? Either way, just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but shout out to Austin for the raid. We always appreciate when a lot of the big names in the community raid us for these big events and stuff like that. So it helps bring our community to more people.
Absolutely. So yeah, Austin, appreciate it. I just sent him a message because we just checked today, like someone raided us when we were in the midst of things. So Austin, thank you, man. Appreciate it. But Brian, we are still in post-rotation. We are moving towards our very first regional of the post-rotation with Prague this weekend. What are you looking to see both today and at Prague?
Yeah, so I'm looking to see Dragapult for sure. I feel like decks that play Shaman are going to be very good.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. And if people are wondering why we are just starting now and Brian and I yapped for no time, it's because we were talking like we were friends. Yeah. And not actually getting on it on the stream.
I know. We should sound like we do like each other, right?
Yes. And Eli Malone, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining.
Shout out to you. Thanks for joining the stream. So we have Eli and Rafal. So we got a little Nerd Rage friendly fire here.
Yes.
But it's always good to see the two of them playing each other just because we know we're going to get a very entertaining match here. So Eli playing the Raging Bolt, and then Rafal playing an interesting Dragapult with the Dunsparce. I saw him kind of playing this a little bit earlier before local started. So super interesting to see those two Pokemon playing together.
So we were talking about a little bit on the chat or in our team chat because it's a very unique take on Pulse. Because as much as Recon Directive gives you a lot of draw, now there's so many things you want on your bench that being able to access more draw throughout the game and clear spots when you need them is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like playing the Dunsparce engine would actually give Pult a reason to go first.
Yes, and Rafal probably would have liked to go first with that top deck because that's two buddy Poffins, which is pretty good.
That is pretty good. So we're going to see both of those probably come down first before we throw down that Risky Ruins stadium, but super interesting partner to see with Dragapult. I feel like there's supposed to be some sort of partner with the deck. We've kind of been veering our way away from Dusk Noir, so seems like the Dunsparce could be like a natural progression for this deck.
And I think it's a super reasonable inclusion. Kind of like I mentioned, I've been playing a little more post-rotation with Dragapult, and I mean, you have awesome tools like Pheasantipity, you have Meowth now, things like Blaziken. The issue is and Monkey Dory. All take up bench spots, and that makes it a lot harder for something like your Dracloaks or other support Pokemon to get set up. So being able to done away, that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like one of the things that also makes Dragapult so powerful is the fact that Crispin is in the deck, and Crispin just opens up so many avenues just because now if you miss an attachment during a turn, now you don't really feel like you're as behind anymore, as well as if you do get that attachment, now you can actually use it to make yourself get ahead more because now that you're able to put stuff like Monkey Dory in play a lot earlier.
And that's always been a way to apply pressure to Dragapult is to chase the energy. And on the flip side, though, Raging Bolt does need energy as well with a whole lot more ways to actually accelerate to the board. But Eli's using Crispin just almost for mobility more than anything else here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely a helpful thing because with Raging Bolt, being able to use Crispin is so powerful just because, I mean, you get pretty much so many more attachments. And it really opens up the card draw and all that other stuff. So now that we don't have any more Professor Sada's Vitality, just being able to use that Crispin for it really almost makes up for it.
I would agree. And so going over to Rafal's turn, unfortunately, Rafal's hand kind of sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, Fez is a big grab there.
Yeah, definitely. So the Dracloak's going to come down first. Pretty easy decision for Raf here.
Definitely.
So we're probably going to see the Fez come down next here. Flip the script to draw 3 cards. Lily's Determination being drawn off of that. It's going to be super good for Raf here.
That is a lot better. And now we can put down that Risky Ruins, plop the damage on Dreepy, and all of a sudden there are lines for Monkey Dory to help apply pressure. But downside, likely not getting another item lock turn off here.
Yeah, that's the tough part about it, but at least Ralph doesn't really have to worry too much about locking himself out on the bench because we're just able to put that Dunsparce back into the deck if we're able to evolve it into the Dunsparce.
Absolutely. And Eli, yes, 2 Buddy Buddies is an insane turn 1, so basically all Rafal can ask for.
Definitely. So he's going to see 8 cards here, and then if he's able to draw the Dunsparce or even Dracloak, we're going to be seeing even more cards. And seeing both the Pokepad and the Dracloak is just so good here.
No, it's absolutely fantastic. And another Dracloak. And that
Dunsparce
is a
EX.
really interesting card in this deck, the Dun EX.
I know, super, super cool to see that.
So why is Rafal playing that card?
I mean, I think it has a shred attack.
It does.
Yeah.
So for 3 damage, I believe it does 150 in shreds.
Yeah, so that's pretty good for a few matchups. It can help with stuff that plays Cornerstone a lot, as well as it can help with, you know, other Pokemon that kind of play. I feel like it can help with like Crustle too, can it?
Yes, definitely. And that's a big thing. It shreds through Crustle. It can shred through things that would normally wall Dragapult. But the first attack, for a single colorless energy, does 60 damage times the number of Pokemon EX your opponent has in play. So it is a 2-prizer that is a lot easier to set up and can hit like a truck through some of these big basic decks.
Definitely can. So going on to Eli's turn here now, the Teal Dance is going to draw him a card here. Not looking like we have too much going here yet. We do have a Noctowl in hand, and with the Terra Pokemon, we're able to kind of open up the board a little bit more with that Jewel Seeker. I think that's kind of what Eli's thinking about doing right now.
So one good thing, and I give a lot of credit to Rafal playing effectively around this, Rafal did not put down the Risky Ruins when getting his first 2 Dreepy down, only because now the Dracloaks are not in range of that Fan Rotom. So it makes it a lot easier to protect his more further evolved basics. Eli can certainly boss a Dreepy or something, but at that point, Rafal's like, I got 2 Dracloaks. I'm going to be set up okay.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, we're in a good spot here to get that Phantom Dive kind of going the next turn. So I think Ralph's kind of cruising through this turn here. So we're going to see the Fez come down. We're going to see the Area 0 come down as well. Let's see what we're looking to do here. Looks like we might be taking the Briar out of play, too.
And so this is an interesting turn for Eli because Rafal applied exactly 0 pressure. Eli can take a knockout if he wants to gust, but even just hitting the Shaman isn't the end of the world. So it's really up to Eli to either take a turn off or use a gust and try to apply some pressure. And you think there's a route that's better here?
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to go the route of the Crispin onto the Raging Bolt, and I'm thinking that might just be to set up a knockout the following turn, just because there isn't really much of a threat to that Raging Bolt being knocked out the next turn, even with Monkey Dory pressure.
Completely agreed. And Nito, yes, that Dun is a huge deal for Crustle.
Yeah, and Crustle also going to be one thing that we talk about later on in the day as well, I feel like.
Definitely, because I'm not going to lie to you, if I go to a cup on Sunday, it's very possible I play Crustle.
Yeah, Crustle seems pretty solid. Definitely agree.
All right, so Eli deciding to take the knockout with Raging Bolt, saying that Rafal's not really going to be able to respond. And then Eli's in a position to do major damage and maybe clear a Pult from the board.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to see the Dracloak come down here. Now we have 3 Dracloaks, which is pretty solid here. We're going to be looking through the deck to see what we can and can't grab here. Looks like we might take the Risky Ruins, put the Crispin to the bottom, because we do have Crispin in hand already.
I don't mind that. Do you think that's something Rafal plays down this turn?
The Risky Ruins?
Yes.
I don't think so. I only think that way just because, I mean, we don't really have Monkey Dory in play yet. If I feel like we draw into something that could get us there, like getting like the Monkey Dory in hand, and we already have the Crispin, that could be a possibility.
And I think that makes sense. Rafal choosing to get the Dun. And now I think is where Rafal kind of has to make a choice. What is the line that has him be most successful?
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to be putting the Dunsparce into play here. We're going to use that runaway draw. We're going to draw 3 cards.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. We're going to get pretty much all the cards that we kind of need in hand here. and probably promote that Dracloak with the energy on there.
Can we just note how good Eli's hair looks?
Yeah.
It just looks great.
I know, nice and luscious.
Exactly. And Vocati,
Yeah.
yes, Raging Bull, I think is a very underappreciated deck going into post-rotation.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, people kind of underrate it just because it lost so many pieces. It lost the Sada,
Right.
it lost some of the other ancient Pokemon from Paradox Rift. So, we kind of think that it's not as good, but still more than capable of being good, especially with Glass Trumpet.
100%. And Munoz,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining, man. Awesome to have you here.
Thank you for showing up for today.
I'm not going to lie. I actually feel okay. My wife took baby duty, so I
Yeah.
got to sleep straight through the night.
Good,
Which is
good.
wonderful, because 2
Yeah.
nights ago, baby was up for 2 hours from 1 to 3,
Oh,
and
boy.
I was a little more tired in that scenario.
Definitely. So it's good that you're able to get a little bit more rest, too.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, so then what does Rafal do for his supporter this turn?
I'm thinking, well, if we were able to get Monkey Dory in play, I would have been a big fan of Crispin, so we can start moving some of those damage counters around. But now I'm getting a little more hesitant on what we can kind of do here. But then again, we could still do it because we do have the Area Zero as well.
Yes, and I think
Never mind. Oh,
that's something Rafal's thinking about, of does he
we're gonna
want
play
to
the boss.
bench anything else?
okay.
And I love that decision.
Yeah. This is good. I like this too, just because that Fez, we're going to be able to put a lot of damage on it, and it's going to be harder for Eli to get that Fez off the board now, because now we can't just bump it off with like a stadium or anything like that.
Exactly, and Rafal set up numbers so that he will be able to take a 4-prize turn next turn, barring some fennel healing shenanigans, and I
definitely.
don't think Rage Bull plays a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll definitely be able to get some more damage going here. And this is really what makes Dragapult so good, is that able to take those really, really big prize turns. So that's really what we're hoping to do here. So Eli's going to be using the Lily now. See what we get.
And so that's interesting. Do you think Eli's banking on something like Last Trumpet to accelerate?
Definitely, because right now we're not able to use Crispin to do anything like that. So we're pretty much going to be relying on Teal Dance attachment and a Glass Trumpet to get us this knockout on the Dragapult EX.
Also, did Eli get rid of his Briar?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well, never mind. That changes that question in my mind. Wow, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good hand. So we're going to Teal Dance here. We do get the Noctowl, so if we decide that we need that Glass Trumpet, we're able to search that out with the Jewel Seeker. Good sequencing on the side of Eli to put it on that damaged Hoot Hoot so it doesn't get knocked out the next turn.
100%.
And we see the Glass Trumpet in the deck here.
So one of the issues with Rafal using Boss last turn is Rafal did not use Crispin or something to set up.
Yeah.
Which means Rafal wasn't able to get energy on a monkey, which means we're not going to be able to get energy on a monkey now, which means it's going to be a little more challenging for Rafal to have a wild swing turn.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's still at 6 prizes, so even if we do get the 4-prize turn here, Eli is still going to be in a position to where he could win the game next turn, which is something important to think about, just because now Raf's going to really need to think about, like, well, should I really be using my... I have only an option to use Crispin.
Right.
I can't really disrupt with anything else unless I'm able to find, like, Unfair Stamp or anything like that, if he even plays that.
And I believe this Pult version does play Unfair
Yeah,
Stamp.
I would hope.
And I think Rafal's going to have to dig really hard for that.
Yeah, but, I mean, if there was any deck that could do it, it would be this one, just because pretty much the entire bench is able to draw cards, which 100%. Is pretty crazy to think about.
That actually is, but that's one of the nice things about Dragapult is just you have so much draw that you have so many more opportunities to pull off shenanigans. And decks like this Noctowl deck have a good burst, but it's less sustained draw throughout the game.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to see that 5 energy attack come down, and then we are going to be knocking out the Dragapult here. So we're going to be putting the Dunsparce in the active here. We do have Crispin, so now we can find out if we're able to get this attack going here. So we're going to Ultra Ball first. We're going to put away a Lily and a Crispin. I think we do have another one in hand here, so hopefully we can keep drawing. And we're going to kind of be thinning out as much as we can here as well. I think Roth also wanted to make sure that he has the energies in deck capable to use that Crispin as well.
Yes. And thinning this deck, I think, is a big deal. Checking the energies is a big deal. And this should provide Rafal an opportunity to dig for what he needs. One of the nice things, too, is because Crispin is necessary here, Rafal knows he can do that beforehand and thin the cards out of the deck.
Yeah, so that's really what he's trying to do, is he's trying to thin out as many things as possible, just so when he does draw, he's going to be able to get the necessary pieces that he really wants, which is really that unfair stamp at the end of the day. So he's going to grab another energy out here, so that's going to be that dark energy that we're going to thin out as well.
And I think Rafal's getting that dark energy to Ultra Ball away to get a Dragapult or another Dun-Dun.
Yeah, that's
although it looks like Rafal's shuffling up.
Yeah, so I think he's going to start thinking about what he's doing here.
So this is where the Dunsparce sequencing, I think, is pretty interesting. Because normally you would say, well, hey, just raw draw 3. But when you Dun-Dun, you shuffle 2 cards back into the deck.
Yeah.
And so that is something important to keep in mind, that even though it's thinning, you're thinning and mixing as well.
Definitely.
But with that Night Stretcher, Rafal has access to Dragapult or another Dragapult.
Yeah, definitely. So he's thinking about it right now. Trying to see if he could use that second Night Stretcher for anything else, but it looks like we won't be.
Rafal could use it for an Itchy Pollen, but that feels bad at this
especially
point.
since we already used the Crispin. Seems like the right thing to do here.
Rafal hits it
And Rafal
off of the
gets
last Dun-Dun.
Yeah, so I was kind of questioning the way that he was going about it at first, because I thought he could grab another Dunsparce, but it's kind of like what you were saying, where it's like he did the right thing by, kind of doing as much thinning as possible, and then recognizing that the 2 cards go back into the deck anyways.
And just remember, if you hit what you need, it means you sequence correctly.
Yeah.
That is a lie. Do not listen to that whatsoever. But also, I think this is why there's only a single Dun-Dun in Rafal's deck. So Rafal knew that he would have to use the first runaway draw before he was able to use that Ultra Ball to get another one.
Yeah, definitely. So looks like we're going to be eyeing the stamp now.
And this is such a big deal because Rafal's going to be able to knock out that Raging Bolt and knock out Pheasantipity and set up for a single prize sweep next turn if needed. So this is just really, really good for Rafal.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, it's not the end of the day for Eli, just because if he is able to find it out to Noctowl, this really changes a lot of things, too. So there's definitely ways around it.
That Teal Mask Ogerpon will stay on the board, so Noctowl's ability will be active. Unfortunately, Eli's not going to have anything really cool to accelerate to.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to see what the 2 of them draw into now. Ooh, getting a boss here is pretty good for next turn. It looks like we're going to be taking the 4 prize turn here. And we're going to be putting the rest of the damage, what it looks like, onto the Hoot Hoot as well.
Which makes sense. Just to make it a little easier to try to clean up. And Eli has a boss and a grass energy, which is not terrible.
Yeah, but not ideal as well. It's not good.
It is not. And I hate to say it, I think
this might be game here. Because I think... Yeah, because, I mean, Roth would pretty much just be able to win with boss.
So Roth will be able to. Eli's probably going to have to gust up something and then advance into Hoot Hoot.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
It does. I mean, being able to kind of keep the energy with the Latias is important, but at the same time, like the Risky Ruins, putting the damage on it made it even more difficult.
And that's the issue, is that Latias cannot tank at this point. So Eli's going to have to go into Hoot Hoot.
Yeah, and just kind of hope that we are able to do anything here.
And then just see the pass. So easy enough. Attach, retreat. Rafal takes the game. Dragapult Dun-Dun, as expected, wins. What else would we expect to see from Dragapult anything?
Definitely, but super solid game played by Roth here. I mean, he sequenced well, played to his outs, and he pretty much was able to get the one thing that he needed in order to make Eli whiff a turn, which is what his win condition was.
And I feel like that's a big thing for Dragapult that apparently hasn't changed between formats, is against those big 2-prize one-shot decks, you kind of need to steal a turn or two, because you give up a turn or two just in setting up.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with no like rare candies or anything like that to accelerate your game plan, you really do need to hope that your either opponent starts slow or finishes slow.
Yes. And so in that case, Eli started pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
And was able to knock out that Dragapult to go down to 2, and that was where Rafal just found that swing turn.
Yeah, definitely.
And so part of the issue is for Dragapult now, you can't spam Ionos.
No.
You get like one big disruption turn.
I know. I was playing games with Nikita earlier, and it was tough because 2 out of the 3 games that we played, I prized both Judge and Unfair Stamp, which was so tough because, like that, either that early game disruption, like, after you take the first knockout, like just Stamp to 2 is just really powerful.
Yeah.
And then the late game, with fewer, resources, just being able to do that too, you're missing out on so much.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, so
and
let's see what some of our chatters here are doing here.
Yeah, go for it, Brian.
Yeah, Avocati saying, having no success with Noctile Engine, I went 3 Meowth EX and 2 Mega Kangs. Ooh, very cool.
That's pretty cool.
And then Linguo Shu, loving the list. Definitely. Is he sharing the Dun Dun list? We can ask him.
Yeah, we can ask him.
Yeah, and then maybe later on, if he's still doing well, maybe we can bring him in to talk about it as well, if that's something any of you guys are interested in. So we can either see, A, where he found the list, and B, like what inspired him to play it.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And then for any time y'all see a list that you really want to see us talk about, shoot a message to our Twitter or X, whatever it is. And then,
or you can even reach out to either of us, like on our personal accounts too. And then we can definitely plaster that list on our stream, kind of give our thoughts about it and anything along those lines too.
Absolutely. So we don't automatically give it away just because a lot of these are other players' lists, and we don't want to just publicize that if they're going to use it for a regional.
Yeah, but Raf is usually pretty good about that too.
He is.
Yeah, and if anything, he'll probably share it on his Twitter first before anything.
Also true. Jolly, I don't know if we have any Honchkrow today.
And then Munoz was asking about Starmie and Mega Frostlass. If you were watching last week at Locals, I was there for that one. And we did have Trevor playing that.
Poor Trevor. Why is the format moving away from Neo Upper?
Crispin.
And granted, Crispin was there before. But a big part of Polt, like we talked about, is Polt is the best deck in format after turn 3 or 4, but it's the worst deck in format for turns 1, 2, and maybe 3. So now, in the past, you had 4 Ionos to disrupt. So you could use your A-Spec for acceleration. Now, there's like 0 disruption, so you got to use your supporters for acceleration and use your A-Spec since it's a limited disruption available.
Definitely.
And then, did you talk to? You weren't here on Sunday.
No, I wasn't here on Sunday, so yeah, I couldn't ask Justin about his opinion on it. But Justin hasn't really been around lately, so we haven't been able to see him.
He has not. He has graduated from the farm league of the NRG team. He's on to bigger and better things.
I know.
Flyers. I think we have at least 1 to 2 Lucarios today.
I know there's some Lucario believers. But I know I was talking with Nikita earlier because he wanted to play Lucario, but he wasn't really believing about it anymore after playing it last week.
It is a weird deck because it's allegedly so good, and then in reality, it's not so good.
Yeah.
Actually, we have Rafal right here.
We do. Somebody was asking about your Polt list. Who was? Somebody in the chat. Yeah.
Brian, do you want to talk to Rafal, or should I talk to Rafal?
I can do it.
All right, sweet. So I'm going to step aside for a little bit so Rafal can talk to you guys about this Dun list. And Rajan, we're doing good, man. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, so let me get out of the way. I will hand this over to you, Rafal, and then I'll swap things over.
Yeah, definitely.
They were asking for your list if you feel so.
Yeah, or if you took it from somewhere, if you wanted to shop that person out too.
Did you take it from somewhere, or did you just build it?
Where did I take it from? I got the list on Oscar Madsen's Medify page. But I also did see, if you go on Limitless, if you go on the city leagues, like the Japanese results.
You could probably find something similar, right?
Yeah, so this is a build that has been growing in popularity in Japan. It's a little more suited. It's slightly differently suited for the Japanese metagame because what they've done is they play the hero's cape. Because they have like the reset red card thing.
Yeah. So they're format ahead. Yeah.
So like that's your disruption. So you have you have disruption. So you don't need Stamp in the deck, even though Stamp is still good in the deck. And what you'll do against decks like Raging Bolt, where they might have like 4 or 5 like EXs on the board, is you'll put a Hero's Cape on a Dunsparce EX, and it just knocks out everything and just like eats a hit. That's the idea. Rajan, yeah, if you ever show up, I mean, we always start at 6:30 on the dot at every Thursday, pretty much. So if you ever come by on a Thursday afternoon,
always feel free to. Yeah, we always want to see new faces too.
Yeah, but yeah, I was looking at the city leagues. I saw there was a Dragapult, the Dunsparce list that. I'm just getting started. So yeah, if you look at the city leagues, there's some Dunsparce Dragapult lists that have done well. There was one that won like this last weekend, and I clicked it and I saw that that list specifically had won a couple events already in Japan, like a couple, like cup equivalents, but like it seems, and it's just a couple cards off of mine. It only plays one to Dunsparce. It's two Dunsparce, one to Dunsparce, and one to Dunsparce EX, which I'm playing two to Dunsparce of like the little ones because I prize one. So if I had if that was the one that I played, I don't get that unfair stamp at that last turn.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying it out. It's like the fourth best Pult variant. I don't know. Maybe it's the best, but it's there's just a lot of different ways to play Pult.
Top 10.
Yeah.
There's top 10. There's Frostlass. There's a lot of ways to play it. Yeah, Stamp is the only disruption. I think the list can easily just play a Judge the way that a lot of other lists play it. But I'm just playing it. I'm just kind of trying out max consistency right now. Like the Japanese list, like I said, it played one to Dunsparce instead of two. It played Yveltal, but Yveltal seems kind of out of place for me if you're not playing like 4 boss. So it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of changes that the list can probably make. It's like I'm just kind of giving it a shot. I'll see if anyone runs it to Prague this weekend. It'd be pretty interesting to see. I do think, like, I mean, theoretically, if everyone's saying that Raging Bolt is like the big counter to Dragapult, then having a Dunsparce EX to trade for 1 energy that you can keep just like you just stretch it, put an energy on it, and keep going back and forth over and over again.
Yeah, that could be some good counterplay for it too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have to kind of play into it, right? If they like knock out your Budu and they're too greedy and they like overly set up their board and they have too many EXs, then you can punish them really easily. And then they need more EXs to make up for the fact that you knocked out their EX, because then they need Fez and they need more Grass Punts, and then you're just trading easily. So it's pretty interesting. Like you saw, I had a lot more boosted draw at that last turn, so I was able to go Fez into Dracloak, into the Dunsparce. So I think I Dracloaked 3 times, 2 or 3 times. I Dracloaked 2 times. I saw 4 cards. Fez let me see 7 cards. The Dunsparce lets me see 10. If I hadn't gotten the stamp, I had another Ultra Ball, so I was going to get it back. See 13 cards. So you see over half the deck. My hand was getting like impossible to manage at that point because like I've played a Dunsparce deck before, and you just kind of keep drawing, and you're like, oh geez, like now it's just getting kind of silly.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that you have to adjust to playing it in person compared to online, because online they just shuffle it for you.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things is that the list plays 3 Risky Ruins, which I think is really cool because it synergizes really well with the Dunsparce, because it puts itself on the board, it takes 20 damage, you monkey it off, it shuffles itself back in, the next Dunsparce you bench takes another 20 damage. And you saw with Eli, I think there was like a point I saw like the life drain out of his eyes. Like he benched that Latias because I think he wanted to retreat to it. He's like, oh, it takes 20. And I'm like, oh, I got him. He's got nothing now. Like it just that card is really interesting because like I knew that once I got rid of all of his area zeros, like at a certain point, like your deck starts punishing itself, and like you can't say that he had another Hoot he wants to bench. Boom, now it's like in Dragapult range, right? The Risky Ruins, like having a really, it's nice to have like one of it in Pult. Sometimes to damage yourself, sometimes like if you time it well, your opponent damages themselves. But building it like around Risky Ruins, your opponent just starts slowly just building up that damage. So it's interesting. On paper, there's a lot of interesting synergy. Apparently, you're really supposed to go first, which I'm still not like in love with Dragapult.
Yeah, I was talking about Dan with that too. I was like, I mean, when you're playing all this draw support, I feel like you don't get punished very much for going first because it's almost like you lower your chances of breaking it away.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's just like I think people are catching on to the fact that if you do go first, you need to play assuming that you're about to get item lock.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then going first isn't that bad. If you have an Ultra Ball and you don't have a supporter and then you get Budu'd, like you're going to lose the game in like the mirror match. But if you go first, you get a Dreepy with an energy, you Ultra Ball for Meowth preemptively, you're fine, right? So, I mean, and depending on the meta, like, there's been times online where, like, I'll Ultra Ball preemptively against Dragapult, and then they'll play Rocket's Watchtower, and I'm like, dang, I should have not only preemptively Ultra Ball, I should have also preemptively gotten the Lilies.
Yeah.
Right? Because they'll turn off your mouth ahead of time. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So I swapped out Yveltal, special red card, and second to Dunsparce, and what else? I mean, I forget exactly the difference between the list, but yeah, like the special red card is not in the list. I think I just tried to make it more consistent. Like it's just trying to max out all the search counts. I'm playing 3 stretcher because the idea is that like if your Dunsparce gets knocked out, you can keep reusing it. I'm playing Shaman. I'm playing 1 Meowth. I don't know. I like 2 Meowth. 2 Meowth felt really good.
Yeah, 2 Meowth does feel good.
But I don't know. You have that boosted draw to make up for the having 1 less Meowth. So I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot that can be done with the list, but it's pretty cool. With the special red card, I think it's definitely going to be interesting. Pult is, it looks like in Japan, Dusknoir is back like on the menu. It's definitely like the dominant way to play Pult again because you can then with the red card that only activates. It's for those who don't know, it's an item card. It's essentially an Iono to 3. But your opponent has to have at least 3 prize cards taken, which is kind of awkward, right? Because like you have a Pult, maybe they're taking two prizes at a time. You can't really easily, maybe by the time you're able to hit them with the red card, there are 2 prizes left, right? Well, you Dragapult them, you put them to 3 prizes, because one of the issues with Dragapult right now is that, in the previous format pre-rotation, you would give them a prize and then punish them for it, right, with the Iono. Right now, you Dragapult, like you Dusknoir them, like, okay, you may have done 130 damage, but you've also given them the prize, and you can't do anything about that, right? Like, you can't even go aggressive with it. You can't, like, sometimes you can't even stamp them, right, if they haven't taken a knockout. So all you're doing is just giving them a prize, giving them a card in their hand, and not having a way to punish it. But the red card allows you to combine the Dusknoir ability, which is so good, with actually punishing your opponent for having those prizes get taken. So it's interesting. I mean, I'm talking about the upcoming format at NAIC. But in general, Pult is just a really strong deck. I guess the moral of the story here is there's a lot of ways to play Pult. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, but overall, Pult is just a really good deck.
Definitely.
Pairings are up, so
pairings are up?
Yeah,
okay.
cool. Thanks for talking with us, Ralph.
And yes, we have our very smooth production value of walking in front of each other in front of the camera. But we are going to get into our second round. Brian, thanks for chatting with Rafal.
Absolutely.
For this next upcoming round, we do have 3 more rounds of post-rotation content. Rafal is currently trapped in the room with us.
Yeah.
With the smooth and smoothly. Rachel, that was smooth. Dang. All right, so Brian, what are we going to see this next round?
Do we have our players? Right, Rachel versus Elias. Elias is probably playing Raging Bolt.
And I think Rachel's actually playing Spidops.
Spidops. That's
So,
a very
Team Rockets.
That's a Rachel deck for sure.
That is a very Rachel.
That is a
She had
Rachel
to
deck.
take her grass energy out of her GLC deck to put it in the Spidops deck. So
I know Rachel's been a believer of the Spidops since like day 1, so I'm very happy to see that she's playing this right now.
Absolutely. So for the rest of the day, we do definitely want to talk about kind of upcoming prog regionals because Brian, that is like this is the first big event for post-rotation.
And it's cool that it's an EU event too, so we get to see like what the EU people kind of want to do when they're like being the ones to front run the meta. So I'm kind of hyped that it's an EU event.
And remind me, you're not going to Indy, right?
I am not, no.
Okay. So I'm going to Indianapolis. So I have approximately a month to get my craft together and learn how to be good at this format. So I'm very grateful we get a couple events to show us what's going on.
Because we get Prague, we get LA.
Yep.
Do we get anything else?
I believe Sevilla.
Oh, Sevilla. Okay.
Sevilla already happened. There's at least a couple more. Melbourne, I know exists. But I think Indy is the second to last event before NAIC.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we're getting close to the end of the season. So for a lot of players, it is crunch time for their invites.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like do or die kind of thing. And if we had a little bit more time to talk to Ralph, I wanted to kind of ask him about like his world's kind of aspirations and stuff like that, because I know he's going to LA.
Yes.
I don't remember if he's going to Indy or not.
He is not. He's going on his honeymoon, apparently.
Which is a good reason to not go to Indy.
Extremely good reason to miss a
And then NAIC as well. So, I think he's going. Is he going to NAIC?
I think so.
I would hope so.
I hope so, too.
Yeah, so.
Oh, dude, Rachel, you mean NAIC? First big event?
ICs are so much fun. Enjoy it. Well, first, enjoy the area, because NOLA is an awesome area. Even though people are kind of getting fatigued about going there, if it's your first time going there still, it's a lot of fun. And then 2, just enjoy like all the festivities that you can do with the ICs. They have a lot bigger production value and a lot more side events and stuff like that. So make sure you enjoy that as well.
Oh, you're from it, NOLA.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I guess you
Perfect.
I guess you already know. But
we ain't got to tell you anything about it.
Don't got to tell you anything about it. But I thought the coolest thing about my first IC, which was EUIC last year, is that you know, as soon as they open up the doors, having all the staff kind of welcome you into the event was like the coolest thing ever. So, you know, just the big production value is definitely something to look forward to. So getting into the game now here, we got the Team Rocket's receiver coming down to grab what looks like a Team Rocket's Pro.
And Rachel going first, this is the dream scenario, is getting that receiver for Proton, get 3 basics down onto the board.
And Kev asking if that guy's teaching music.
He at least was.
He was.
I don't know about now.
He was during the day.
And I love this decision by Rachel going with the Mimikyu, since Mimikyu can copy that, Myriad Leaf Shower on Teal Mask Ogerpon as a single prizer. That seems really good.
Yeah, and it has a 2 energy cost.
2 energy costs. One psychic, one colorless.
You know, you play the rocket energy and you're going to be able to attack.
Exactly.
Which is cool.
And so we see the areas or underdubs come down. Elias does have a Meowth for a supporter.
Yeah.
He's kind of hoping to just hit stuff off of there. They both have shirts. I mentioned their shirts, yes. It's very meta shirts.
That's a very interesting observation.
Brian, for Elias, is Cyrano or Lily's the right call?
I feel like you want to play Lily here, only for the reason that I feel like you just want cards to play.
Yes.
Just because I feel like with Serrano's like okay if you wanted to just like load up with, if you had like energies for Teal Masks. But right now what we want to see more than anything is Fan Rotom, because Fan Rotom is going to get us the Hoot Hoots and the Noctiles, which is what we need more than anything.
So I actually don't know if Elias is playing a Noctile list. Is he?
Oh, yeah, that's true. He might not even be. I could just be straight up wrong about that. Maybe that's why we're playing the Serrano, so we can get, like, all the 2 prizers.
And that's kind of my thought. So typically the Noctile list do not play Meowth, because obviously a Noctile will get you a supporter and something else, rather than putting a big 2 prizer on the board that doesn't give you sustained value.
Definitely.
And,
Ooh, all right.
That Razor, hello. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining.
That's appalling.
Yeah, that's a hand. Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
wow.
goodness.
Okay.
Well, on Rachel's end, Rachel's cruising.
Yeah, and then Razor, we're doing good. How about yourself? Thanks for joining for today.
Also, this is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Going with a Hilda.
Yeah, Hilda probably to grab the Spite Ops with an energy.
What do you think about that?
I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's a fine move. I mean, Rachel very much is ahead right now, if I were to make an observation about the board state here. Ooh, Legacy Energy.
And Sammy, yes, absolutely getting punished for not doing Cyrano. Although, to be honest, I don't know if he was wrong. It just really didn't work out well.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we're just going to attach the Legacy, put the Spite Ops in play, and pass it on over to Elias here.
What do you think about that choice?
Now we're going to be playing the Serrano. I think it's okay now, but it looks like we're going to get the Mega Kang.
I assume Latias.
Yeah, Latias, and maybe Big Bolt. I don't even know.
Maybe
I feel like
not Latias is there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like this version of Raging Bolt doesn't trade well into a deck like this just because of the amount of single prizers, which is unfortunate.
The other issue is that Rachel's able to reach one shot on a 2 prizer with her single prizers.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like the big thing, too.
If it were just trading up, it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but this is a big deal.
Definitely. In TCG Insights, everyone at Energy has shiny cards in their decks. Yeah, we like to play with some bling.
A lot of people do. I am not one of those people.
I used to be, but I'm starting to get it back.
Yeah, I put 0 money into shiny cards, just necessary cards.
But you will get shiny cards if it helps you prize check.
100%.
I will know because of your gold escape rope that you played.
Yes, that is the one exception.
That is the one exception.
Is if the art helps me play the game better, I will absolutely get the different one. Yes. All right. So and TCG also, Brian can advertise more. We actually saw lots of shiny cards here.
We do. I was just looking at the case earlier, and we have a lot of cool stuff, old stuff and new stuff. So you can definitely get a look in the store.
And I will say, the time where I do make poor financial decisions with cards is when I am in a position where I just won something or things are going well.
Definitely.
So
we do ship.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Brian, I think we just Lilies, right?
Yeah, I would think so too.
I mean, this seems like the right choice for Rachel because she needs access to an energy. She needs access to more bench Pokemon to hit this Kangaskhan for any reasonable amount.
Yeah.
But kind of like you said, I think Rachel's in a really good spot at this point.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, we're going to see what these 8 cards kind of grab us, but I forget, how does the Spite Ops ability work? Do you is it from discard that you have to attach the grass
Yes.
from? Okay, and then
So-
you draw a card after?
No, so
Okay.
for the Spinoff's ability, it's exactly like charging up on past Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just you take a basic energy from the discard pile and attach it to this Pokemon.
Got it.
So no extra drawing cards, no nothing, but that is a good
That is a
hand
good
for
hand.
Rachel.
Definitely. So we're going to see that attachment come down, and we're going to start swinging as well. And then looking at the chat here, too, Soaring playing everything super low rarity unless you pull it. It's a very good financial move.
Yes,
And then,
very good long-term financial
yes,
move.
Definitely. Raging. I don't think we have any full art Force of Vitalities. I feel like there's a lot of people that play the grass decks at the store.
Bryce just said
We do? Oh, we do? All right, I guess we do. All right.
Heck yes. I
You can-
just sold 2 of mine to other people. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sold mine to another person too. So it's definitely been a popular card, just because there's a lot of grass decks kind of going around.
Brian, do you think that grass deck is good?
Which one?
Either Venusaur or Arboliva or Meganium.
I think Arboliva is a lot better than
You are to
Venusaur.
quote Nikita,
an
an
Arboliver. Arboliver. I actually am. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Even just saying that hurts me inside, but I
Yeah.
still feel like I had to.
Yeah. I think I do believe in it.
All right, so then Rachel being able to hit now for 180, which is a really good
Yeah.
number into this Mega Kang.
Especially for a 3-prizer too.
Venusaur, the single Mega Meganium, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I like that too. Especially this Spidops is going to be for 0 prizes too.
TCG Insight, Bryce, I'm going to leave it to you if we have any Plasma Freeze
I
Ultra
doubt it.
Balls, because
That's a big money item. I think
Listen.
you got to go to a Collecticon to get that.
you could get a playset of those or a house.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah.
But going back to Elias here, Elias was able to teal dance once. Elias has a ton of cards in hand,
Yeah.
and they all kind of suck.
I know, they're not really all that great. If anything, he might be able to attack with the Kang this turn, but it doesn't feel like it's a good idea, though, because, again, we're not taking any prizes off of the Spidops in the active.
So the one thing I would say is Elias, I think, made a good choice sticking in with Kang.
Yeah.
Because Elias is not going to put a single prizer down.
Yeah.
So this forces Rachel to still go through 3 big knockouts.
Definitely.
Chaz, Festival League best grass deck? I actually agree. Professional Flyers are believe a best grass deck. More reasonable adults than me agree.
Yeah.
Brian and Soaring Grass Hater, I'm here for it. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the grass has gotten so much support that it kind of has to do good now. Eventually.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's a best way to play it. Mm-hmm. But I
Yeah.
mean, just look at this board. It's 2 grass decks.
Mm-hmm. It really is, yeah. There's a lot of love for grass right now.
So is Jan Mega Dun. That was not one I had on my bingo card.
Definitely not. I know that one was an interesting one, too, because I think people were playing that with Iron Hands last format.
Yes.
Yeah,
I played at least one locals with
Yeah.
Jan Mega Iron Hands.
definitely. So
was
we're gonna
not good.
see that Spidops go down. Ooh, and we get a Rocket Energy off the top here.
I mean, that's actually extremely good because
Yeah.
Rachel can bank that on Mimikyu.
Definitely. So let's see. We get Fez here. I don't know if we need the Fez currently. Bring back Flygon.
Seriously, Flygon is actually my second most viewed post ever on Twitter.
I think that was so funny too, because the only reason you ended up playing it is because you wanted something fun to play for locals.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't even your deck too.
Listen, my general deal, if I
Yeah.
ever play locals, is I often borrow decks from people because I do not build enough decks. But if I borrow your deck and make money, I will pay for your next locals because thank you for
Yeah.
that opportunity. All right, so let's actually talk about the game here,
Yeah,
Brian. Sorry.
definitely.
What is Rachel doing here?
Yeah, Rachel's playing the Hilda probably to get another Spidops here. So once this Mimikyu goes down, I think she's looking to get another attacker going here. So having 3 Spidops here just means that we're going to be able to get more attackers going here. So we now have one. We're going to be able to attach another Grass Energy from the discard for the secondary Spidops. And now we're going to get cruising pretty soon here.
I think Rachel's gonna take a 3-prize knockout on this Mega Kangaskhan,
Yeah.
which is extremely good.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to put her very much ahead here because Elias hasn't even taken any prizes yet. And Rachel's already halfway there to winning.
And Sammy, you've clearly been listening to Azul because he's a huge Festival Lead fan, and I do think
Yeah,
it's really
It
good.
definitely is really good.
The issue is that Dragapult's real good against it.
Yeah, definitely. I see Emotionless in the chat saying Elias needs to take prize card. He doesn't have to because Legacy Energy was on that active Spite Ops at the beginning, so no prizes taken.
Yeah, so Elias got exactly 0 prizes for knocking out that Spite Up. So that was a solid
all that hard
0
work.
for 3 trade.
Yep, all that hard work.
And then, so also in the chat, gameplay from Elias. I'm saying Dragapult's not bad.
I think Dragon Ball's really good.
XY era Mega Venusaur. That I don't know, actually. That was before my time. Do you know that one?
Much more before my time, too.
Okay, yeah, fair. And Raijin, yes, those ability markers are sick.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of cool ones out there.
And Emotionless, you're fine.
Yeah.
That's literally what they pay us for.
Yep, this is why we're here, so we can educate the masses.
And we got slightly yelled at on Sunday for missing something anyway.
Really?
So,
Oh, boy.
Yes, we did. It was not ideal.
Yeah, so that's why we gotta lock in sometimes.
Yes.
Yep. So we're gonna see the 2 energies going onto this big Raging Bolt now, and hopefully we are going to see another knockout coming down here.
I mean, Elias is in position to take a knockout. The unfortunate thing for Elias is this will be his first prize, and Rachel's already taken 3.
I know, it's tough. Definitely is tough. And I mean, Rachel's going to be in a position to where she can probably take another big 2-prizer pretty soon here.
Chaz, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Festival lead is appalling into Poltnor, but can manage the other 2. I could see that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where like Festival lead can definitely beat down on Dragapult if Dragapult's not able to set up properly.
Yes, it can run Polt off the board.
Oh, definitely. And I've seen it happen because it's happened to me plenty of times.
Correct.
Yeah.
Honchkrow versus Festival. That is...
Yeah.
Oh, Elias is very
Ooh,
excited.
there we go.
For an unfair stamp off of the 3rd teal dance.
Definitely.
It's pretty impressive.
So we're going to see that unfair stamp go down here, and I'm curious to see what cards both of our players are going to be getting off of this.
I mean, I think the bigger interest is what cards Rachel gets off of this.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, it's going to kind of determine how our damage is going to be looking.
Agreed. I think something like an Ariana, something even like an Archer would be great for
Yeah,
Rachel here.
Definitely.
Because she has attacker set up to go.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, boy. We are showing the camera some
Rachel's
cheese
showing
here.
off the Archer.
Yep.
Winking the wrong eye, but otherwise she's doing great there.
Definitely.
And unfortunately, Rocket's Guzma ain't that great,
Yeah.
but Archer is really
Archer.
good.
Definitely. So let's see here, shuffling up real quick. What does the Archer do?
So Archer is essentially Roxanne at home. So
Okay, Roxanne
if
at
one of
home.
your Rocket's Pokemon was knocked out during your last turn, you and your opponent shuffle their hands into their decks. You draw 5, your opponent draws 3.
Okay.
So the nice part is you don't have to wait until you're behind on prizes.
Yeah.
But it's also not quite as disruptive as Roxanne was.
Yeah, definitely. That's one card that I definitely miss.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Pour Path Roxanne back
Yeah.
into my veins. I love it.
Definitely.
All right, so then Rachel gets 5 cards here.
Okay.
That's quite good, Brian.
Yeah, that's a hand right there.
Honestly, I think this is a good fill your board turn.
Yeah, definitely is. And, you know, while Rachel's probably trying to sequence the hand here, I'll take a look at the chat here too. Vamos Gaming, really liking Festival lead now because you can set up Genesect with Air Balloon to block. Oh, like the, to block the stamp, the Ace Disruptor one. Definitely. Yeah, that's a cool one too. And then Arctic. Yeah, Judge Path, DTE Mew. I miss those days.
I don't miss that one.
Yeah.
that one can go straight to the abyss, but that that was brutal.
Definitely. So we're going to get those 2 attachments already. We have 2 Mimikyus down on the side for Rachel as well. And we're going to be able to see some damage coming down on the board here.
And hitting for 150 seems good because it does enable the follow-up one-shot. And the nice part is it enables Sneasler to clean it up on the bench if Rachel needs to at some point.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the nice thing, too, about this is, I mean, Rachel's fine with not taking the full knockout because, I mean, we're still very much ahead in the prizes compared to Elias.
Definitely. Even if Elias takes this knockout, he'll be at 4, and Rachel will respond to get to 1.
Yeah.
The only risky thing for Rachel is her board is getting more and more fragile as the game goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we started with so many Spite Ops in play, but now we're starting to kind of lessen the amount of resources that we have. So we're going to need to set up another attacker to be able to clean up the rest of the game here.
And that Mimikyu can certainly do it. Eli's best player to Phantom Dive.
Phantom
It's
Dive.
not a bad play.
Yeah, it definitely isn't.
The issue for Rachel is that Mimikyu can clean up a Teal Mask Ogerpon, but it's going to need more than one Rocket's energy on it.
Definitely.
And that's tough.
Definitely. So we're going to see the grass energy come down as well on one of these teal dances. Then hopefully we can draw a little bit better here to see what we can do to stay in the game.
I actually love this attachment of the energy to Pheasantipity, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, Cruel Arrow is definitely a way. Yeah, I know Elias loves using that Fez. I know the only person I know who loves attacking with Fez more is Roth.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, Fez is honestly a great attacker, especially in a single prize matchups, because like we see, Rachel's board is pretty weak.
Yeah.
So if there is a line to use Fez to kind of slow down the game, that seems pretty good.
Definitely.
Okay, Rachel was saying stop, but realized we were all right there.
Definitely. Ooh.
What a good draw for Rachel.
That's the Rockets Ariana, right?
It is Rockets Ariana. So Rockets Ariana says draw until 5, or if you've only Team Rockets Pokemon on your board, draw until 8. And that's so good for Rachel here.
Yeah, so Rachel's just going to be able to clean out the hand a little bit more and just draw 8 cards straight up.
And so one of the issues, though, here for Rachel is she's basically out of Tarantulas. And that's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to draw 8 here. Let's see what we get. Oh. I mean, we were able to get another.
That's huge.
We're going to get another bug on the board.
And so I think Rachel has a choice to get 2 bugs, but does Rachel just want to get
I feel like
one
we just
and
need the
save
one.
the other?
Yeah, I feel like just the one is okay.
And I would agree, because that enables Rachel to use the other Night Stretcher for a Spidops next
Yeah, and I
turn.
like this attachment here too, because now we're going to have the other attacker ready to go for the next turn.
So I actually disagree. I think I like the attachment on a Mimikyu instead.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm thinking that the way to end this game is we're going to use that Rocket Guzma supporter to take out the Meowth.
And I don't think that's bad. That's why if Rachel's locked in on using Spidops to clean up the game, I think that attachment's good.
Yeah.
My concern is just Elias may have to go in with a Teal Mask Ogerpon, and attaching that to Rocket's Mimikyu would guarantee game
That is
with the
true.
Team Rocket's energy.
Yeah, definitely.
And Elias is not a fan of life right now.
Yeah. It's definitely tough because now we're going to need to find another way to take a knockout here as well as find a way to survive as well.
And both of those things are very challenging to do at this point.
Absolutely.
Sammy, I don't think Rocket flows like this for anybody.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be winning a whole lot more games.
Definitely. Let's see.
Brian, do you see an issue with that hand Elias has?
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of nothing that he can really play.
Those are all great cards. They just usually need to work in combination, and that's not happening right now.
None of those cards can Phantom Dive.
None of those cards can Phantom Dive. So what does Elias do?
I mean, he's going to play the Meowth, and if he's got another Disruption card, I feel like that's the only other option we can kind of do right now. But looks like we don't.
Water Pond could be a thing.
Yeah.
It's probably not great.
It's probably not great, though, because, I mean, again, Rocket Guzma could just finish the game off for us here. So Rosix could be interesting.
I mean, even a bench Brave Bengal could finish off the game for Rachel here.
Definitely. Yeah. It's not looking too good here for the side of Elias.
No, and Elias is crying. Did get a Crispin.
Yep.
Search out single grass energy.
Single grass energy that we're not able to attach anywhere.
Well,
we can, attach it with Teal Dance, but we can't use the effect of the card, which is, the main value of Crispin.
Correct. It is not supposed to be a supporter for a single energy search. That's pretty bad.
Definitely.
But yeah.
So let's see the Teal Dance come down.
And it is
It's Chun Pao.
which is not great.
Not great. Kang. I mean, technically, the Chun Pao could take out the 2 Meowths. That's cool. I like that move.
Which isn't bad, but I don't know if that's really going to be game-winning play here.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, if you're Elias, do you take a knockout? I guess you have to.
I guess you have to. You pretty much lose if you don't.
And so now, question's going to be, can Rachel respond?
Yeah, that's going to be the question now.
And that's kind of what I was thinking
Rocket
before.
Mewtwo.
Just attaching that Psychic Energy to the Mimikyu means
We would have won.
single Rocket's energy and Rachel wins.
Definitely. So I guess we're going to go into Spinops here. We're going to probably get that grass acceleration here.
The other issue for Rachel here is Rachel's hand is kind of a brick.
Yeah, it's not looking like we have too much to work with right now.
And so
Let's see.
what does Rachel need to win this game?
Well, we would have needed a full bench.
A full bench
Yeah,
and Brave Bangle
and Brave
if Rachel wants to
Bangle.
one-shot this Teal Mask Ogre Pond.
Yeah. But it looks like we don't have any more Pokemon that we can bench.
No, and to be
Yeah.
honest, benching Mewtwo I think is fine.
Yeah, because, I mean, we need 2 knockouts from the side of Elias anyways.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
yes, T6
yeah.
Energy and Bangle or E-Switches or Bangle E-Switch both are great.
Definitely. I don't know if Rachel plays E-Switch, though.
Oh, but that's a great point, T6. So Bangle and Rockets is enough because a Bangle will add the extra 30. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I mean, Rachel, as we said, still in a very good position.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we'd like to see the game closed out here on her side. But, I mean, she's got room to work with at the same time.
Yeah, she has so much time available. Okay. That Rocket's energy is fine.
Yeah.
Brian, does Rachel just punch the Mimikyu?
I feel like you just attach the rocket energy, right?
I mean,
And, I mean, you set up your Spite-Ops for the final turn.
vamos, like playing Rockets
Yeah.
until it bricks. So like 50% of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Right? You just attach the rocket energy and... Ooh.
I promise we were actually pretty quiet with that, but Rachel, I think, is hearing us in spirit. You just attach the Rockets and slap, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought you would do and save your Spite-Ops for the final turn here. I feel like you can't just waste the attachment. I feel like you have to put it down.
I agree with your assessment there. Why do you think Rachel went this route?
Yeah, that I don't know. I think she's just thinking, like, just streamline, like, this is my attacker. This has to attack.
And I think that tunnel vision can be a big, big issue for
Yeah,
players because Rachel's still probably fine,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
but
Yeah.
this definitely introduces a loss condition for her.
Yeah, it definitely does, and it makes things a little bit more dicey too. Because if Elias like strays off of his current route, he could definitely throw Rachel for a loop here.
Ooh, and that's, I think, exactly what Elias is trying to do.
Yeah, I think he's trying to buy himself another turn here.
Because Elias is double E-Switch.
Yeah, double E-switch to Cruel Arrow.
And Cruel Arrow knock out either a Mimikyu or the Sneasler is great.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Taking out the Sneasler.
Cool.
And we do have Rocket's Guzma, so that is going to be game
That's
for
game.
Rachel. And Raging Bolt goes to 0-2 on stream
0-2
so
on
far
stream,
today.
Yeah.
That's not
It's
great.
tough. It's not.
It's not
Yeah.
great. All right, so Brian, any thoughts from that game?
I mean, I feel like these small decisions that we're kind of pointing out in the game can definitely get you punished.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
clearly didn't punish Rachel. But I mean, she was very much more ahead, so she had the means to close out the game anyways. But still, it's like one of those things where if it is a close game, gotta be careful.
And so for everyone watching, we talk about this all the time. Like, the big reason we call this stuff out is because if you only based whether or not you're making good decisions based on whether you win or lose, you're not looking at the right data.
Yeah.
Because win rate obviously matters, but there's so much that goes into it, not just your play.
Yeah, definitely. And it also gives our players something to look back on because it gives them our opinion on it as well. And our opinion might not always be the right thing, but it's still an opinion and something that you can still think about as well.
I completely agree. Like, not that we are Tord number 2, but
Yeah.
like, even just getting some objective feedback
Yeah.
on the decisions you're making.
Extra set of eyes. You know,
Exactly.
that's really what it is at the end of the day.
It can be really beneficial.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, we saw Rockets, we saw Bolt. I think. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to talk about a bit, Brian, is as we go into Prague, there's a lot of discussion going into the first event of a format.
Yeah.
About what's the right play. So, what are your thoughts about the meta going into Prague?
Yeah, I feel like whenever it comes to these events where we have a blind format in a blind format after a rotation, people will generally go to things that they're comfortable with.
Yes.
Like the first rotation that I was ever playing in was the D block rotation, and EUIC was the first event, and that's when Arcdura Pix won.
Yeah, that's right.
That's when Shemansky won it, and that's when we were seeing like all the Duraludon shenanigans, and that's just because that's a Pokemon that was in the format for a while.
Yes,
people are comfortable with it, and they know how to play it. They kind of just change out a couple cards for whatever is kind of there. Next year after that, I think it was EUIC.
Lost Tina actually won.
Yeah, that was the one that Lost Tina won.
Yes. That was Isaiah Bradner.
Yeah, that was one that Bradner lost.
Did he lose to Tord? No, you're right. He lost to Tord in finals because he beat Andre Chromoselli, Caterpie.
Yeah. And I forgot, what was Tord playing?
Side note, if anyone...
Tord played Charizard, didn't he?
Yes, it was the crazy Charizard.
Yeah, the crazy Charizard list.
So, side note, Caterpie, Andrew Chromoselli, I don't think I'm saying his name right, but regardless, if you like Control, follow that man.
Talented Control player.
Absolute genius. Also, his style is unmatched on stream. So, big fan, would recommend him.
Yeah, that was the Charizard list. And I remember, too, that's when all the weird Future Box stuff was being played, too. That was the only time that I've ever seen, like, a new... archetype make noise during a fresh rotation. And then most recently it was Atlanta Regionals, and Gardevoir completely destroyed that event. So,
and no one liked that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like that. But Chaz, you're right. Zard won at UIC 2024.
Yeah.
And that was the first event I did not make day 2 at that season. And I was a little sad about it.
Yeah.
It's not a big
That was
fan.
an interesting one. An interesting event, though, because, I mean, there was a lot of, stuff kind of going
Sammy,
on.
I'm glad Caterpie gave you good advice.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, I mean, and it kind of shows that people play something that they're comfortable with. And, I mean, I kind of named 3 years worth of fresh format kind of stuff, too, that, people will play what they're comfortable with. And that's why I'm saying that stuff like Dragapult's going to be played, some sort of stuff with Kangaskhan. And I feel like Raging Bull, people are going to be playing stuff like that. Zoroark, people are going to be playing that because, I mean, it's what they're comfortable with. And then again, it's we didn't really get too many new archetypes, I feel like, with this new set.
Right.
I mean, I guess maybe Lucario could make some noise, but I don't know if people are as high on that deck either.
Well, and I'd say Lucario's not even a new archetype.
It's not a new archetype,
Gardevoir went away, and that opens up a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Sander, Jay, absolutely. Control Guru.
Control Guru for sure.
So even if Control's not working, Sander will find a way.
Yeah.
Chaz, that Lost Tina list Isaiah had was bonkers and really cool. And soaring, Mega Gardevoir may not actually be a bad pick, honestly.
Yeah.
So actually, Sammy, per your two mentions, I apparently only play dragon types or only play ghost types because the 2 decks I've loved the most in my life have been Giratina and Dragapult.
Oh, Palkia.
I did not love Palkia.
You didn't love Palkia?
No, I liked Ice Rider.
Yeah,
that
Ice
was
Rider
pretty
was
cool.
Ice Rider was very cool.
No, I only played Palkia Ice Rider to a single event, and it was Worlds.
Yeah,
and I just happened to get top 64.
That's why I figured I mentioned it because I know it's that's a good placement.
It is.
I would think you'd like that deck.
Vikavolt Rayquaza was my first day too. So yeah, Dragon type. Definitely
types.
Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon types all the time. Yeah.
All right. So one thing I wanted to talk about for today, as we're waiting for our next round, is Brian. Have you heard of a meta analysis?
Of course. I know we watch. I used to watch a lot of them.
Well, so I'm actually talking from a research paper standpoint. Have you ever read a meta-analysis?
Oh, yeah. I've had to do research papers in the past. I never published anything.
Did you know? Okay.
Thankfully, I've never had to.
I have a couple publications. They weren't very exciting.
Yeah.
Can you describe what a meta-analysis is in that context?
Yeah. So when you're kind of preparing to make some sort of research paper, you need to go off of other people's research in order to get your research kind of together. So it's getting peer-reviewed resources. It's like I'm teaching a class right now.
I know. Don't worry. We're going to get to Pokemon, I promise.
Yeah, but getting peer-reviewed research just so it's valid information and stuff that's got backing to it, and using that as your means to prove why your point is being made.
And a big part of that, too, is you can make your own conclusions on a standalone evaluation.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you find a lot of value just in comparing results across a lot of events. So, in that context, I have a wonderful, horrible graphic for you. So, Bryce, you mind throwing that up?
Tier list of tier lists.
We have a meta-analysis of meta-analyses. So, this is a tier list of tier lists. So, if you guys don't know, top 1, Azul, GG, incredible player, probably one of the best ever, if not the best ever. Check out his stuff. Shift Gear Podcast, Kieran and Anil. Just two of the best guys in the Pokemon company.
Friends of the team.
Yes, definitely. Their Banana Games is a sister store of ours, essentially. Celios Network, also incredible competitive resource, and Omnipoke is probably my favorite competitive resource. So I would say I'm stealing these, but I make sure I want to cite my sources. Y'all should check out all these people. They're great.
And that's why we put the logos there too.
Correct, because I'm not actually steal people's stuff.
Yep.
But Brian, these are all their meta-analyses and tier list for the next event.
And I'm kind of glad that we have this, too, because I've been looking for a secondary deck to play besides Dragapult, and looks like I can find my answer here.
Well, and I was going to take a look at this. What are your thoughts just kind of taking a look at these quick high level before we talk about anything in big?
I mean, we see Dragapult at the very top.
Oh, yeah.
And that's pretty much, de facto kind of thing where it's like you can kind of make that conclusion that Dragapult's still the big bad and is still a deck that you kind of need to respect. Your deck needs to have a way to beat Dragapult, and if it doesn't, I don't know if you're going to make it very far. I think that's the first thing that we kind of see here is that we have various versions of Dragapult. So even if you decide not to play like the straight Pult or whatever list ends up doing the best, you can still pick a version of it and start to see some decent results as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, is a big piece of advice. And as you notice, I only took the top 3 tiers for all these. There were a bunch of other layers below that. But to be honest, if you want to do well in a tournament, I don't care.
Yeah.
Those are not the decks that you want to either plan around or that you want to play if you want to maximize your chances to succeed.
Yeah,
Now,
and definitely. You can definitely still weasel your way into a day 2 just because you know your deck better than your opponent knows how to play against your deck. But, if we're talking about just raw stats here, like this will give us the highest chance.
Sammy, if I could get away with a whole other day of Pokemon and convince my wife to do that, I totally would watch Party Prog.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, or fortunately, we have other plans that day.
Yeah.
Chaz, I agree. Amazing channels. And all damn day, yes, Azul's list was purely off the top of his dome. But to be honest, if there's a player you're going to trust with that, it's probably Azul.
Yeah, definitely. Just because, he's able to, I mean, this is his job at the end of the day.
100%.
Is what is pretty much like putting together stuff like this. So if this is like his raw, uncut thoughts, a lot of the times it's probably going to be better than something that someone spent a couple hours kind of researching, just because this is something that he spends his entire day and life kind of devoting to.
I 100% agree. And so, Brian, you said a good thing there. Dragapult, real good. And
real good.
Everyone consistently agrees that Dragapult is the best deck, and they all kind of have a similar order here too, honestly. It all seems like it's Straight Pult, followed by Blaziken, followed by Dusknoir, and that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is, just because it kind of just shows that if you just decide to pick a deck that plays Phantom Dive, you're probably going to do pretty well.
I would agree. And yes, Ceruledge kind of sneaking in there, Jay, is definitely interesting on Azul's list.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into our next game, and here we have Slotbox, speaking of Azul, against Zoroark. And, Brian, who's favored in this matchup?
This one's an interesting one, too. I would want to say the Slotbox kind of is, just because Teal Mask Ogerpon is just so good into Zoroark.
So I would agree with that if Larry's able to set up Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Yeah, that's where it becomes a little bit more difficult. But then again, Zoroark, now having the Zakaram single prizer really changes things as well, because now Zoroark's able to hit for a lot higher numbers.
And I think that's a big deal, is Zoroark can one-shot a lot of these cleanly, whereas Larry's going to have to rely on multiple Teal Dance. Iron Leaves is a great option.
Definitely.
But there's going to be a lot Larry's going to have to pull off.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So he's going to really need to sequence out really well, and kind of just hope that he draws well as well. And I know that's something that Larry's a very good at, is just like general sequencing and stuff like that. And throughout the many times that I've played him, he's just very solid in the way that he sequences out his moves.
And Jay, it's a great question. So Passimian has attack for one fighting, one colorless energy, and it does 20 plus 20 for all of your bench Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Zoroark, I would agree. Larry deck is a little inconsistent. Zoroark definitely favored. And no Teal Mask is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah, definitely. Not being able to see it is huge.
Now on Christian's end, we're cooking. So, Brian, talk us through this turn.
Yeah, definitely. So, Buddy Poffin's going to start out here, and then Christian just looking through all the Pokemon here. Looks like he is running a Darm line here, which is going to help with stuff like the Teal Mask Ogerpons, because it gives a way to knock those Pokemon out. And it also helps with a lot of the baby Pokemon. So if this was against like a Dragapult deck or anything like that, but right now we're just trying to make sure that we see all of those Zorwas and Zekroms in the deck, because those are going to be the main attackers that we want to see, as well as the Badoo. So trying to organize our thoughts here, see what we're working with, and kind of go with our move from there. So I'm trying to make sure that we have everything here and doing a good job trying to price check.
And I think that's a nice thing with Zoroark is you have a bunch of different attackers. The good news, bad news is you don't have to load them up individually. You just load up Zoroark to use them all. The bad news is that means you are exposing a 2-prizer to attack with every single turn.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that we definitely will have to think about. So it looks like we are going to go with the Pokepad here, and I wonder if that's going to search out one of those Zekroms, or if we're going to go straight into another Zorua, possibly.
In my mind, I would kind of like to see Senior go with either another Zora or a Reshiram.
Yeah, I like having the Reshiram here because the Reshiram hits clean damage into stuff like the Meowth, and that's going to be able to take a 2-prizer.
So it is. I think the one risk for me, I think Senior needs more than 2 Zorua.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And so this is a turn where you probably want to get those down sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
so
or he can just not pay attention to what we say either.
On the bright side, it means they can't hear us.
Definitely.
So that is an upside.
That is a good idea, too.
Thank you for the optimism.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like we're not going to get another one here, and it looks like we might just pass it on here. But I feel like if we weren't going to get away into the Badoo, I don't know, I feel like a third Zora would have been better than the Badoo.
I assume Zora is going to retreat and Badoo.
Yeah.
But
Well, doesn't it have a 2 retreat cost?
No, just 1.
Oh, just 1. Okay, the
Zoroark has 2.
I thought they intentionally made it that they needed 2 retreat costs to promote more usage of the Ends Castle.
Oh, I mean, that would be kind of interesting, but no. And Sammy, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I think Senior may not be planning around the higher HP of Teal Mask and Clefairy. And I thought we saw Zekrom in deck.
Yeah, we did. We did for sure.
Okay, so there's a Zekrom there. So I'm just confused, and that's fine.
Yeah, and that's why we're here, so we can kind of point these things out and let the players know so they can watch the replays. And
I mean, criticize them and break down their self-esteem. Okay, maybe not. We were talking to Tristan earlier, and some of Tristan's friends and family were watching, and I so love that they tuned in. And they did ask if any of us actually liked Tristan, and I'm not going to lie, I felt horrible for that, because I thought we were about as nice as we could be.
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, it's like we have to analyze the gameplay here, and we do this to help all of our locals get better.
Exactly. There's no maliciousness here. And actually, Larry got a pretty good draw there.
Yeah, so I think we do have at least 1 grass energy here that we'll be able to use.
I thought there was a grass.
I thought there was. I guess that was.
Did we just see the iron leaves, maybe?
Maybe.
I think it may have just been the iron leaves we
saw.
Yeah, could have
been. So it looks like we might just put the Kang in play here and try to draw extra cards here with the retreat.
So this is interesting. If I'm Larry, I think I would have almost rather knock out the Badoo.
Yeah.
Why do you think he went this course?
Could be.
Keon, if Larry wins because he's using my list. You know what, man? I'm fine with that. That'd be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Slotbox's worst turbo would change my mind. I won't.
Yeah.
I won't change your mind.
Let's see.
So for Senior here, Brian, what's the move?
Yeah, I think we're going to want to start seeing those trades come in and start getting a Zoroark kind of going here, because as of now, we don't have any sort of attackers that can really get going yet. So if we're starting to get the hand a little bit bigger here, it could be good for us as well.
So Larry, I should note, always has it. And Larry deciding not to attack, Senior top-decked Fez.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So Larry was, of course, correct, even though, to be honest, he was not correct.
Yeah.
So, but here we are. Senior going to be able to go into Zoroark. Not going to be able to reach
he loses
knockout.
Ignore what I said.
It's okay, Keon.
Yeah.
The list is still perfect. Don't worry.
Definitely is. So we're going to see that first Zoroark come in here, and we're going to see the trades start going in. So we'll see. Probably trade away that Fez is what I'm thinking about. Hopefully, see if we can get more cards from it. sends PP up, and then
there's a Zekrom.
There's a Zekrom as well.
This is really tough.
Yeah, but I mean, the good thing is I feel like Senior's still in a good position here because he can just still use the Itchy Pollen to slow down Larry.
I agree. I think Itchy Pollen again here is definitely the winning move. So then if you're a Larry, Brian, what's the play here?
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher. I kind of want to see what supporters we have to kind of work with here, but honestly, I feel like playing either the Serrano or even the Cypher could have been good too, because at least with the Cypher, you can get 2 cards that you know that you're going to want, and you can draw them instantly with the Kang ability.
I actually would have gone with Cypher for more grass energy here, to be honest, because
definitely.
I think getting this board set up is not bad, but if Senior's able to take the first 2 prizes, he's going to win the game.
Definitely. Yeah, just because it's going to put him just so much more ahead here, just because, I mean, he's going to kind of get the momentum here, and that's really what he wants. Larry's is pretty desperate for a knockout here, but we'll kind of see what these 2 cards grab him.
Chan TCG, thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Wait, we should do the content thing.
The content thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like what you're seeing, please come join in the future. If you're on Twitch, please follow, subscribe if you so desire. If you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, do all the things.
Turn on the post notification bell.
Yes, there's a bell you can click. Again, I'll help you with the notifications. We're here every Thursday at 6:30 Central.
Yep.
What did I miss, Brian?
Shout out to everybody who followed over the weekend during the stream. We just hit 3.4K Twitch followers, which was, I think, a really cool statistic. I know not all of them are Pokemon players, but
still pretty cool.
It's still a lot of people at the end of the day. So at least 3.4K people are seeing some sort of notification that we're here.
Listen, I'm happy if 3.4 people are seeing it. That is a win. And Rachel, yes, very excited. But yeah, we had, I think we peaked a little over 500 people watching on
which
Sunday.
Is kind of crazy to think about.
Dude, exactly like Chan's saying, we are a weekly baby little store. Rachel, you're the 0.4. Thank you.
There we go.
But yeah, we're a little store in Buffalo Grove, so it's just really cool to see this happen.
Yeah, definitely. We're really happy to see that. So, Senior kind of thinking about what he wants to do here.
Is there anything wrong with Senior just holding this hand?
No, I think it's fine if he keeps just Itchy Pollen, like using the Itchy Pollen.
Adam, thank you for having all 100 accounts follow us. We couldn't do it without you.
I know, we couldn't do it without you. Definitely. So it looks like we're going to be attaching for turn again. And I'm thinking we might just Itchy Pollen again here and then hope the next trade gets us a bigger hand here.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't look like Larry's really doing too much here, but now this is, I feel like, the turn that you want to use the Cypher.
Living, thank you so much for coming to watch us after your local. It's
definitely.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to get a lot more Pokemon after playing more Pokemon, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Rachel, I appreciate it. Glad you love the content.
Yeah.
And yes, that is, Brian, that's basically our goals, to have a good community.
Yeah, I mean, having like a consistent amount of people coming in week by week is really what we want to see. And just seeing people just like coming out to hang out with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tell a lot of people when they ask like about my hobby here, and I just say it's like I met a lot of my best friends by doing this. So I think that's like the coolest part about the hobby is just being able to meet more people.
Absolutely. As you saw, we started late because Brian and I were talking like friends beforehand. So it's really nice to be able to do that.
I know, definitely is.
All right, so then get into the game here. Larry playing that Crispin, and this is probably going to enable a knockout with Passimian, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah, so I'm wondering what we're going to be putting that on, and then we're going to Teal Dance with the other Ogre Pawn here.
And for Larry, I think Larry has to start applying pressure somewhere.
Yeah.
But for Senior, if Larry does take a knockout here, that's like best case scenario.
Yeah, definitely is. So it looks like we're going to be
13 degrees.
Here.
These are the weirdest Dragapults I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know. None of these Pokemon have Phantom Dived yet. I think that's really weird.
It is.
Yeah.
And Rajon started playing in August last year, made good friends. Dude, this community rocks.
I know. This community is great, and it's great, too, because like you can kind of just start at any point, and you can really just start having fun right away.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also, that's kind of the goal. The goal is to just have it be a fun event playing and doing stuff, not like you have to be sweaty all the time. And so Larry going in with this Passimian, knocking out Budu.
Knock out the Budu. Place down the Fez for whatever knocks out comes in next.
And I think this is like fantastic for Senior.
Yeah, definitely. Just because now if he wants to use that Night Stretcher to get the Fez back, he can definitely start doing it. But then he can also start applying his own pressure as well.
And so the big thing for Senior is Senior needs to find Gust.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to be playing that Night Stretcher to get the Fez back first here. We're going to be drawing 3. And then we do have the Ents PP up here to start setting up the next Zorua as well. And we do grab another Zoroark here as well, too, which is good. The Pokepad can also be used here, too, to grab the third Zorua, because I think we're going to need another one pretty soon here. So looks like we're going to play the trade first for the Ultra Ball.
And I actually would have really liked to see...
Oh, we drew too many cards. Too many cards.
That's... Bryce, can you go let him know to put that Dark Energy back on top?
Yeah.
Yep.
Too many cards. He drew 3.
You drew 3 off trade.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay,
cool. I mean, he's going to get it back anyways.
And so,
yeah.
The one thing I really, really would have liked to see Senior play that Pokepad first, because really wanted to thin out some cards from this deck.
Yeah, Go and I trade for 3. Yeah, we made sure we got it fixed.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
Yeah, we made sure to catch it right away. I don't know if it would have really mattered too much, but we got to figure it out. So Pokepad now.
So here's the thing for Senior. Senior may take a 1-prize knockout here. And then Larry will take a 2.
Mm-hmm.
The one advantage Senior has is he can take a 3-prize knockout at one point.
Yeah, if he has the means to do it, he is more than capable of taking a 3-prizer on the King.
Yes, and Sammy, you're saying exactly what I was just saying. It is okay for Senior to take a 1-prize knockout here, although ideally it would be 2-2-2.
Definitely.
So then, what does Senior do in this position? Is it as simple as Reshiram knock out this Passimian?
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely go that route because, I mean, the Passimian can definitely still do some damage for sure. And looks like we're going to be using the Nth PP up here to power up this next Zoroark too, so we'll have a fresh attacker ready.
And I think this is a fantastic decision by Senior.
Definitely. So looks like we're going to be putting the Binding Mochi on one of these Pokemon as well, and it looks like we might just copy that Virtuous Flame.
I do think Senior needs to bench that Zekrom, though. What do you think, Brian?
I think we do need it too, because, I mean, even though there's not as much disruption in the format, disruption still exists, so it's something we got to think about.
And Sammy, I would agree. If Larry can clear this Kangaskhan from the board, that'll be really, really good here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough to do so at the moment, but I mean, it's one of those things. Larry's got the fun pink card in hand.
He does. The tricky part, though, is he has a ton of resources in hand he wants to use, but he doesn't have all the pieces he needs to use them, and neither of those help.
Definitely. Let's see what we do here.
So do you think Larry should use Iron Leaves here? Should he try to draw more? What do you think's the move?
Honestly, I think we should just be playing the Unfair Stamp. I feel like
just rip it first.
Yeah, just rip it because I mean we didn't put the Zekrom down, so I feel like that's definitely something we could do.
So the Blastoise is beautiful, by the way. I think if Larry wants to guarantee the knockout, Iron Leaves is the move.
Oh
here.
yeah, for sure. And I think he's thinking about that too. He wants to draw first.
And so that I don't agree with.
Yeah, I figured if you're going to play the Disruption card, but maybe he doesn't even want to play Disruption.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so Larry will play the Iron Leaves, go into that.
Yep.
Move the 2 energy from Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Yep.
Attach the Psychic Return.
So we can do the full damage here. Unless he's thinking about playing the boss here.
I think he may be considering playing the Chi and Pow.
Ooh, okay.
I understand the intent. Do you see why he's making that play?
Yeah, because of the Mochi.
Yes. And so the Mochi is important because that will enable Zoroark to clear a Kangaskhan. That is interesting.
Yeah, going with the attack without playing the stamp.
Why do you think that was the move?
I don't know. Maybe Larry likes the cards that he has in hand currently and maybe wants to keep it for next turn.
To be fair, Larry has a lot of very good cards in hand.
Yeah, he definitely does. So let's see. We're going to use the Fez first. We're going to draw 3. We still have trades available.
Yes, Senior has 2 trades available. I
Yeah.
think what Larry may have wanted to do is just use that. Oh,
Ooh, why are we taking out the?
no, that's so bad.
That's how we get the. That's how we get the knockout.
That is exactly how we reach on the Kang.
Yeah, unless he's just thinking in the short term here, but still, I feel like we need to keep the Mochi in the deck somehow, some way.
That Mochi is exactly how Senior would come back and win this game,
Yeah.
and just deciding to get rid of it.
Yeah, there's definitely other cards we could have gotten rid of instead.
Literally any other card except Zekrom
Yeah.
would have been fine to get rid of.
I know.
Why? Brian, is there
I know.
any reason for that decision?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the right decision at all. I mean, there's. I feel like there's no like devil's advocate you can play for like a different decision to make here because at the end of the day, you're going to need that card.
Well, okay. So there is one other line, and I need to really, really state that I don't know if this is actually the plan.
A Petch play.
He could use Petch to close out the Kang later.
It doesn't seem like a very good way, though.
Well, so here's the benefit for.
Oh, and we still did it anyways.
Wait, how are we knocking? Oh, Senior does have Black Belt.
Okay, I mean Black Belt kind of. Yeah, I guess so because it has what 270 HP.
It has 280 remaining, so it is going to hit for 290.
Yeah.
So okay, actually, okay. Listen, we're fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. Here's the issue. Senior bossed.
Yeah.
Senior
We
use Black
can't
Belt.
use Black Belt anymore. This is even worse.
This is horrible.
This is terrible.
This is all horrible.
Yeah.
Senior, if you're listening to this, the
Yeah.
only thing I would say is just in the future map out very carefully what your prize map is.
Yeah, I think he's starting to realize that now too.
Oh, we are absolutely having the details click together,
Yeah.
and he is appalled
Yeah.
at what just happened.
Yeah.
Bryce is laughing over here at
Yeah.
Senior's expression as
I
he
know.
pieces it together.
Yeah.
So, Brian, where do we go from here?
Oh man, I guess we're just supposed to just swing here and the tough thing too is now this Iron Leaves is going to come back up here and just knock out the Zoroark.
And so this is the other issue. If Senior kept the Mochi,
He could have taken the knockout.
yeah, I think he could have
Yeah.
taken the knockout.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
We did not do that.
So where do we go from here?
I guess we got to swing and go from there.
And,
Yeah.
sometimes mistakes are just made.
Yeah.
And sometimes your opponent can immediately punish it without expending any resources whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, and in the side of Larry, all he has to really do is to simply just retreat and go for the knockout here.
Weirdly enough, though, Larry's hand is not conducive to setting up a follow-up attacker, which is kind of hilarious with the amount of cards he has.
Definitely.
And yes, for what everyone's saying, absolutely everyone misplays. I
yeah.
have thrown many a game and
Oh, yeah.
will in the future. It's just part of the game.
It is part of the game. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you can't make every optimal move all the time.
Yes,
And
exactly.
sometimes the most optimal move is going to be the one that you least expect as well.
And honestly, sometimes you make the most optimal move and lose because of it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so Larry playing the Crispin. What are we trying to set up here, Brian?
Yeah, I guess we're just going to set up another Ogre Pawn. That's really all I'm thinking here is that we set up Ogre Pawn to clean up the game.
I mean, that's not bad because
Yeah.
really, Larry just needs to hit back-to-back on Zoroarks.
Yeah, that's really it. Yeah.
And 13 degrees, exactly. Got a little ahead of himself and then just kind of got stuck.
Yeah. It definitely happens.
Oh, goodness. Luminion into Thorns on
Yeah.
stream. That's less than ideal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see where we decide to put this energy on. Oh, put on the Fez. Put on the Fez.
I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, put on the Fez. And then we can set up the next one.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
Larry does get to teal dance a little bit here, which is very good.
Definitely. Ooh, and I like this play from Keon here where he can, put the area 0 down and he can take the Kang out of play too.
Which is a big deal because now
Yeah.
this undoes an entire turn
Yeah.
for Senior.
Yeah, he's looking at it too. You go double Latias here.
That's a
He's
choice.
eyeing it. Yeah, he's eyeing it. Probably just so we can put another Pokemon there to bump it.
And I think that's going to be necessary. And yeah, Larry could put down a couple monkeys,
Yeah.
put down a Mimikyu, and Larry just choosing to thin here. So
Yeah.
is the move for Larry just to attack with leaves?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, the Leaves is already fully powered up. It's ready to attack. That's definitely the one that we're looking to use for sure.
And so for those who are saying maybe just bounce the Kang, I actually wouldn't right now. I actually think leave the Kang in play.
And I think he actually searched out second Kang so we could still have one.
Larry just takes a knockout here. So for Senior, I think the big play here is, can he hit the unfair stamp?
Yeah, definitely. Arctic asking about where's Larry's Meowth SIR. Collecticon is this weekend.
Oh, it is. That's right.
Collecticon is this weekend. A lot of people are going to be getting their bling this weekend.
All right, so here's the thing. For everyone watching at home and asking why Dan is infuriated right now, Senior had multiple cards in hand that he could use to thin the deck and has declined to use them. And the
only card we decided to, put in the discard pile was the one that we needed to knock out the Kang.
Yes, correct. Alex, good to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining. I know you're keeping yourself busy as a new father.
Yes. Is the little one asleep?
Yeah, hopefully the little one's asleep.
Getting a little screen time with Pokemon, which I don't know if I recommend that.
Yeah, especially with how fresh of life we are. I don't know if we want to expose them to the screen yet.
I was going to say, that is a fresh baby, so yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, and then draw for Senior.
Yeah, 13 degrees, I definitely agree. I feel like Larry's kind of got this in the bag here. I mean, unless Senior is able to take 5 prizes in the next minute here, it looks like we're not going to be able to.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would we black belt?
Yeah.
What's the benefit?
The benefit is we can rush a ram with the black belt, but it looks like we could just take the knockout here, and then Larry's just one attachment from winning the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looks like it. Let's see it.
Larry has the attachment in hand, so it's going to be just teal dance or whatever way you want.
Yep, and then we are going to go for the knockout here.
And that is game. So Slotbox takes down Zoroark, and not a single Phantom Dive on either end.
He could take 5 prizes, but none of the Dragapults have Phantom Dive. Very true.
So let's get to our second game here, and we actually see a Dragapult.
Yeah, we're seeing Dragapult now. Is that what else are we looking at here? What is that?
This is Festival Lead.
No, but
and that is a Vivillon.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. What's that on the bench here?
What? Wait, is that the Shuffle Draw 4?
Oh, I think it is the Disruption one.
I think it is.
Yeah, interesting.
I think it's continuously disrupt your opponent down to 4 cards.
Yep, so we're going to see Boss over here. Oh, I guess the other game.
And Rajan, yes, so we have one table with just 2 boards set up on it and cameras for both. It is very nice when we have a game go very, very short.
Yeah, we have a donk or anything like that, so we can just have another game start right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, we actually didn't see a single Phantom Dive again in that game.
Know.
So what are your thoughts on that Zoroark slot box?
Yeah, that was an interesting matchup. It definitely could have been a little bit closer, but, I mean, it just kind of shows that if you make that one mistake, you get punished for it.
13 degrees, thank you, man. I love our setup. Appreciate that.
Yeah, our setup definitely gets the job done. There's definitely things we could improve upon that we were talking about earlier. But
yes, we're working on that.
We are working on it. But, yeah, we do all the stuff to put on a better production for everybody at home, so we hope to continuously improve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the things we need to tweak is how loud I am, and that is a delicate balance because I feel like enthusiasm is good.
Yeah, and that's a good transition to the drama that we've been having lately.
So that is actually a smooth transition to that drama.
Saying.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Because emotion.
Emotion is big. Emotion is out there. Emotion gets Dan yelled at by all the players for being too loud. So, Brian, what is the drama that happened? Or I guess real quick, Edgar, we stream weekly every Thursday at 6:30, and then we have major events on Sundays. We just had our 1K Cup on Sunday. Had like 500 people watching.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I know.
It was awesome. And then we will have a League Invitational, a charity tournament,
and a 3v3.
And a 3v3, maybe a GLC 1K as well over the summer. So some good stuff.
Definitely.
All right, so Brian, lay the field for us. What is going on with the Poké drama?
Yeah, so the Poké drama was Orlando Regionals. I mean, there was 2 instances where I guess match losses were kind of given out for...
one was a game loss.
One was a game loss.
A match loss or game loss. There's some conflict in it.
It ended up making different winners. That's
both
really
ended
what
up
it
costing the player the match.
Yeah. So the first one is on the TCG side.
Yes.
Makani Tran having game on board, getting hyped up about the win, throws down the headphones on the table, game loss, and then Sirius Jones gets the win. they end up playing again, which I thought was incredible, like, story.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, incredible for that. But it kind of goes to show it's like, are we not allowed to have these big pop-off moments? You know?
And so that is a tough one. And so tell us a bit about what happened in Pokemon Go as well.
So the same thing kind of happened in Pokemon Go then, where after the win, I don't remember who it was that won, but the person who ended up winning the event.
Which tells us we know more about the person that lost because of this than the person that won because of it. But Firestar was the one who lost.
That lost because of another, emotional pop-off moment. And it kind of goes to show, it's like, are we not allowed to have these emotional moments? Are we supposed to kind of be robotic? I don't know. I feel a little bit more strongly about this because before playing Pokemon, I had a background in esports, playing like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, stuff like that. And emotion was a really, really big part of it. If you win a big round, win a big map, stuff like that, people are yelling, screaming, they're giving their teammates high fives, this and that. Also, I'm starting to get big into fighting games too, and it's even bigger in that. Like, crowds go crazy whenever things like this happen. So if they're not allowed to have these emotional moments, it kind of takes the excitement out of the game a little bit.
So so Pokemon did put out, and I don't disagree with any of that, but Pokemon did actually put out an announcement. So two things with this. Number one, fantastic by Pokemon. Thank you so much to the Pokemon Company for actually giving us feedback, an announcement, some content on that. Because I will tell you, Brian.
Or putting a statement out.
Exactly. So that is something that I think the whole community would want, is more clear, open communication from Pokemon. So I do not want to, glaze over that.
Yeah.
That is a huge deal that they gave us an official announcement.
Yeah.
All right. Are we good on that part?
Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah.
Okay, so now everything else is awful. So Pokemon did give a lot of feedback, and I see some chat saying they're like, Pokemon was lying. I am hesitant to say they were lying.
Yeah, that's a big accusation to make.
It is. And this is one of the things I think is really tough is Pokemon Company has generally discouraged people from sharing about what happens in these things, both judges and then also players.
Yeah.
There have been players banned before for sharing about, an investigation results or something like that.
Definitely. Yeah.
So the tough part is we only hear a certain amount of verifiable information. For instance, Gabe Fernandez ban.
Banned, yeah.
He said it was about looking at his deck while he shuffled. There is nothing to say that is actually why, which means the only thing we're going to factually learn about that is what he said it was for.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm so glad we get that from Pokemon, because we at least get some official context of what happened.
Yeah, because I feel like in the past we haven't had anything kind of like that, because we'll have these mystery DQs kind of happen, or Ian Robb dice shuffle emotion.
To be fair, we didn't really need an explanation on that one. That one was pretty clear.
But we
Pokemon saved the PR rep on that one.
Yeah, but we still would have appreciated something at least.
No, that one was fine. But carry on. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about other instances where this kind of happens, but.
So a lot of times the issue is the DQs are not from something that happened on stream. Cal Connor has gotten disqualified multiple times from our cards. We've had other players DQ'd for varying reasons, and the tough part is because none of it fizzled. I don't disagree. That was just.
Oh yeah.
That was just a bad move, bro.
I don't disagree either, but yeah.
But the issue is, since we don't have official clarification on these things, we're all making guesses, and we all have to choose whether or not to believe the person that was DQ'd or believe that their DQ was valid based on the judge's feedback.
Yeah, and it becomes a he said, she said thing, and it just becomes just tough because we never know a definitive reason to why these things are kind of happening.
Absolutely, and 13 degrees, exactly. If we could get consistent communication on why this is happening, and Alex, that's real on the line of us canceling that comment. So just maybe not on that one. But no, if Pokemon consistently communicated, I think it'd be a huge deal. And so for that, this is a fantastic start. And so, Brian, did you read the statement they made?
I did, yeah.
All right. What can you give us a quick rundown on that?
I mean, it's one of those things where I appreciate that they did it, but it just seemed very vague. They kind of, said that this is what our judge said. We stand by this. That's really kind of what I got out of it.
And so some of the context they did add is for Firestar, which was the Pokemon Go issue.
Yeah.
They said that there were multiple incidents early in the tournament. One that led to a disruption of the gameplay by hitting the table. Another that led to, and I forget what the consequence was there, but influenced either the game or had a negative effect on the opponent. And Pokemon said that because this was the third such instance of that, that's why the game loss was awarded.
Yeah.
On the TCG side, the feedback that they got was yes, 13 degrees. So that's where they said that because Makani threw the headphones down and disrupted the board state, That's why a penalty was handed out in a game loss.
Yeah, and I think in any other instance, if it wasn't on a stream, you could make a valid reasoning for that kind of ruling. But the fact it was on a stream table where they can easily fix the board state, that's where I have the problem with it.
And so here's the other issue, and I say this not to say, Pokemon, how could you? Just talking through the scenario.
Yeah.
Makani posted after the event that the judge told him that he was getting a match loss for reacting dangerously in the situation. Karis, I think, said similar, though obviously there was more focus on who said what when.
Yeah.
On Firestar's end, also said that that was not what Pokemon had communicated to him. And so this is kind of where I think this is tough, because now you have a conflict between the judge, between Pokemon, and between the player, and we don't have a good way to clarify this.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I guess on my end, and we're about to get into our next round, so we'll get ready there. But I would say on my end, and Brian, I'd love your thoughts to close this out too, I would love Pokemon to have this be the start for their communication. Start announcing this stuff. Start being clear about this at all times, because I'll say right now, this communication was not good.
Yeah, definitely. And it kind of reminds me of so I like to watch baseball a lot, right?
Yeah.
And there's times where umpires make ridiculous calls, and the MLB just never keeps them they never
there's no consequences.
There's no consequence for all these awful calls that they kind of make. And I think it's part of the reason, because they're like a union, this and that, whatever. But it's kind of like the same thing with Pokemon, where it's like their judges are, handing out these rulings, but they're not really keeping them accountable for some of them.
And so this is the tough part, is they may be.
They may be.
But we don't know.
Yeah, and that's why we want these communications, because maybe the MLB does the same thing, right?
Hey, we just got balls and strikes review.
Yeah, which is cool. I love it. Absolutely love it.
But no, to your point, and I think I want to say this without hating on judges, the judges...
Oh, because we love our judges.
Yes, and they do so much work. Yeah. They're undercompensated. They do it because they love the game and fully support and want them to have support. Part of that support is clarity, so that way they're not in a position to have to do and maintain it themselves. But all right, we have talked about this a lot. We have more Pokemon to play. We have our last round here. We have Alec playing Garchomp into Tristan playing Dragapult Blaziken, who hopefully still wants to be friends with us after Sunday.
Definitely.
So, Brian, talk to us about turn 1 for Garchomp here.
Yeah, Garchomp, really, we just want to be able to start seeing, oh, this is an amazing turn straight up first. Anyways, we want to see... some of those Roselias come down, and we want to see some Gibbles come down as well.
I see a Middlepult, yes.
Yep, we see Middlepult. So we definitely want to be able to start seeing some of those Gibbles come down, but I also want to see a way to get a Gabite into the hand in some way, shape, or form, just because that's going to be able to find the rest of our deck for us pretty much.
And real quick, Alex in the comment saying that any player, especially when it's skilled as Karis, knew that energy was game. I actually will say over and over again, it doesn't matter. You can always tell your opponent to play it out and actually play the game to completion.
And to show the turn and all that stuff. Because you can make the assumption, but the assumption is never the full thing.
Absolutely. So I would say there is never any need where someone has to scoop it up.
Yeah.
All right, so then going into this game here, Brian, what does this turn for Tristan need to look like?
Yeah, so I mean, it would be nice if we can get more than one Pokemon down here. So I guess instead of going with the route of the Dawn, we're going to play the Judge to hopefully draw more cards.
And so how do you feel about putting down this Risky Ruins?
The Risky Ruin... I guess if we're going to start going the Monkey Dory route right away, it's fine to put down the Risky Ruins. But I feel like this early into the game, I wouldn't want to put it down, because if you put down Badoo, it's got 10 HP left.
Yes.
Yeah.
And part of the issue, too, is now any Dreepy Tristan benches...
it just starts
What is it? Garchomp only needs a single energy, or excuse me, a single modifier to one-shot the Pult.
Definitely. So it looks like we're not even going to be able to get any other basics down. We're just going to be passing it on to
We can't
Alec.
even Petty Grudge.
Yeah, we can't, fortunately. So we're going to get 2 more Pokemon down with this Buddy Poffin here. Both of those are going to be going down to 50 HP a pop.
And that's pretty good. Like, that's a good payoff for Tristan. Unfortunately...
Looks like we're going to be playing another Judge, potentially.
I mean, that seems fine for Alec. And unfortunately for Tristan, Tristan's hand was really good for follow-up.
Definitely.
And Alex, to be honest, from my games in this matchup, you don't really need Spiritomb.
Yeah, Spiritomb can definitely just be clean up the game kind of Pokemon.
I feel like Spiritomb in this matchup, for what it's worth, is a win more.
Yeah, and I think like if we were to make like a micro decision difference with Alex's first turn, it's like, yeah, sure, use like the Pokepad and the Gong to get, 2 Gibbles, but maybe use 1 to get a Gabite.
100%.
Because now we don't have a way out to Gabite, and if we had Gabite gets us the rest of our evolutions here.
Absolutely. And so that's the issue, is not only did you not get it in that hand, but you removed outs from your deck to hit it later.
Exactly. So, yeah, we would have really liked to see the Gabite here, but looks like we won't be able to get one here yet.
And so Alex debating because, oh, God.
Are we just going to grab the energy here? And
Alex can knock out this Dreepy.
Yeah.
Now, it's aggressive, but Alex could knock out this Dreepy if he wanted to.
Definitely.
Does Alex knock out this Dreepy?
That's a good question.
So the issue is you're going to use 2 damage modifiers.
Yeah.
But the other issue is who cares?
Yeah, I mean, if you get the only one out of the way here, I think that's kind of what he's thinking about here.
Like, for what it's worth, I can't imagine it'd be bad.
I guess we're not going to go for that.
Apparently not.
I feel like it would have been ideal here because now, I mean, technically it's not the worst because now Tristan's still able to get more baby Pokemon on the bench, but it would have been a pretty decent idea for at least Alec to get ahead.
I agree, and I think KOing that Dreepy would give Tristan Fez, but at the same time, like, it also gives Alec a whole nother turn before a Dragapult Phantom Dive is even possible.
Exactly, because even if this Buddy Poffin ends up getting Badoo, it would now if the Badoo comes out here and we start item locking, we might not be able to, be as fast paced now.
And so the other thing to note is for Alec, it also gives Alec a prize.
Yeah,
and if there's an out to a Gabite in the prizes, suddenly Alec's cruising.
Yeah, definitely.
And so Tristan does take 20 damage onto all of the guys he just benched.
Let's see. All right, we're going to put all those damage counters on now.
And so, Brian, I think I really want to see one of those Gibbles gusted up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Just because if we're still at this rate here where we're not able to search anything out, then if we gust up one of the Gibbles without the energy, who knows if we'll be able to get to Garchomp as quickly as we'd want to.
I agree. Crunchy Saltine, I don't think you're wrong. I think using Petrol for Pokepad could have been good. I also... Oh, wait, what? There we go.
There we go.
So I also don't mind Alec playing Judge first, just because there's such a high likelihood of hitting an out to a Gabite.
Yep.
All right, and so we do item lock, and then
we go straight into Garchomp. Looks like we can't do anything now. It's just tough.
Pass over to Tristan.
Yeah, and now Tristan, even Dracloak too now. And now Tristan's just moving now.
This is such a big deal because this lets...
Oh, wow.
Guys, I'm even being quiet, but we're so in this.
Yeah, Tristan is just moving now. And all because he made the right decision on like which Pokemon to gust and to get the item lock going, and really taking advantage of that small decision that Alec didn't make to grab the Gabite and grabbing Triple Gibble instead.
So we were just talking about this with earlier games. With Rachel's game, there were some micro decisions that were probably negative, but didn't impact the end result.
Yeah.
Senior's game, some big decisions did majorly impact the result. And here we're kind of back to some of those like micro decisions are hugely impactful.
Definitely. So now we're going to see another Pokepad come down here. And now we might be able to get the Dragapults going soon.
And I think this Pokepad's just another Dracloak.
Yeah, definitely.
NRG branded dice. Bryce, is that a thing?
Could be a thing in the future, maybe.
I don't know the dimensions for 19 millimeters, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
13 degrees is not a bad idea. We can talk to Norm about that.
Yeah, we can definitely put that on his radar.
I need to talk to him about a lot of things anyway, so we can talk about that one.
Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna. So what we did was we.
Okay, I have a question. That is Tristan, my dude, my homie. I do not love putting that risky ruins away before benching the Monkey Dory.
Yeah, because you want to move those damage counters.
100%. Getting 2 more damage on Monkey Dory is such a benefit. I don't understand why we'd want to keep the Monkey Dory clean.
Mm-hmm.
But we do see another Itchy Pollen 420.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a Pokepad.
That's a Pokepad that we can't use now.
Oh, man. And Tristan is so in this game.
Yeah, definitely starting to really start moving here. So we're going to Recon Directive first
Into
here.
another Lilies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be straight with y'all. There have been some questionable decision-making in these games so far, but holy is it fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, and even if Tristan's not able to get to Dragapult yet, just the fact that we're able to do all these Itchy Pollens is just really opening up the game for him here.
100%. 13 degrees, read back. You clocked this. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so then, Brian, what's the find here for Tristan?
I mean, if we can just get another Dracloak here, that's really all we want here. And then if we could start setting up to the Combuskin and all this other stuff, I mean, we can still use Monkey Dory here too. I don't know if we use it this turn yet.
Oh my goodness, we have Blaziken.
Yeah, we have Blaziken too. Do we have Rare Candy?
There is a Rare Candy.
Yeah.
Tristan already manually attached the Fire Energy.
Yeah, but at least we'll have that Psychic for the next turn here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna. Oop.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly the right choice. Keep the Crispin in hand.
And then put the damage counter somewhere else.
No, not there.
Yeah.
Anywhere but there. That does not need to be it.
Yeah.
And so why do you think I'm pushing on not there?
Yeah, just because it's not really going to do much for him here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also, I think Tristan only used 1 Recon Directive last turn.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a lie. He did use both. He used 1 to find the Lilies.
Okay, I think that's the Blaziken.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah. So we're going to see that Rare Candy going into Blaziken here. We're really moving here now.
And I think the main thing, Tristan wants to Dracloak into a boss.
Yeah, because if we're able to get boss, we can take out that other Gabite with the tool on it. Is that boss?
It is an Ultra Ball.
Oh.
So if board was clear, it would be a boss.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think just Itchy Pollening again is fine.
Yeah, I think it is okay also. Because we can still move the rest of these damage counters out of the way here, as well as start the item lock more.
Shocky Chicken is good in Gen 1, 13
Yeah.
degrees, yes. And Fizzle, you're absolutely right. If Alec has no more Gibbles available, that's game.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm wondering if we're going to actually play the Lily here.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I just
just
would
so
have
we
liked
can-
to see Tristan use the Pokepad
Yeah,
first.
definitely.
What else does Tristan want to do this turn?
I mean, he's really been set up as much as he can. I mean, if he has some energy in the discard, he can try to maybe attach it somewhere. But
I think there's a Fire Energy in there.
yeah. So now we have 8 fresh cards here.
And no boss yet, but
No.
going
But,
to be able
we
to
can
see a
always-
few more cards.
Yeah, we can always draw back into it. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this.
I know exactly how I feel about this.
I don't like this right now.
I really don't like this.
But it could be kind of better. Oh, I don't like this even more.
I really dislike this.
Yeah, if we use the Monkey Dory to knock out the active, it could have been a little bit better, but yeah, I don't like this.
I like this not at all.
Yeah.
So why don't you like this, Brian?
Well, because it's not really. Well, one, I mean, Alec hasn't gotten anything done.
Right.
So, I mean, if we still just Itchy Pollen, we just take the slow way there.
Right.
That's all we really need to do. And then 2, it's just not taking advantage of the Phantom Dive at all. I mean, that active Gibble had 60 HP. Reality is, like, we could have just used the Monkey Dory to put some of those damage counters on there, force a different Pokemon up there, and taken different, damage counter routes.
100%. And
Yeah.
also, if Tristan knocks out the active Gibble, it goes down.
Yeah.
And Alec goes into a Gabite or something, knocks
Yeah.
out the Buddy. All of a sudden, Tristan has a bench spot open to Meowth for boss.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then we're absolutely cruising again.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, it goes to show he's still in a fine spot here, right?
Yes.
It's not like the worst thing in the world, but, I mean, he's pretty much closing out any... Oh,
Ah, thank you.
he's kind of limiting, the punishment that he can really hand here.
And so that, to me, is exactly it. I think 13 degrees is saying it well. And soaring, I also agree. Excuse me, buttowing, taking the knockout is less than ideal because you want to sweep. But if you're item locking and taking the knockout, you're still probably in a fantastic position.
Yeah, definitely, because it's forcing Alec to need all of these pieces in order to get his board going that he needs to raw draw.
And so now, because Alec was able to set up a bit, this is going to be tough because there's less of an opportunity for Tristan to sweep the Garchomp pieces.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of glad that everyone in chat's kind of agreeing with us. It kind of shows that we're kind of competent when it comes to this.
Slightly.
Slightly.
And Shadow, it's a good point. The Watchtower is in place, so a boss wouldn't be able to be found by Meowth.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see what we're able to do here.
And so this is a turn where I think thinning as much as possible and digging for the boss is going to be really important.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of what he's trying to do here. Let's see how many bosses he's got to work with. I think it's just 2.
I think there's just the one left in deck. Or there are 2 in deck. They're just different arts. So Tristan has the opportunity to find it and put himself into a good position.
Yeah, so now we just have to find it.
Well, I shouldn't say a good position, a better position.
Better position,
Because, honestly, he's in a fine position. But if Tristan doesn't find boss, I think things could get pretty sketchy for him pretty quickly.
I think he's still okay. And I feel like there's multiple reasons why.
Okay.
At the end of the day, he's got pretty much 2 attackers pretty much ready to go. One's in the active that hasn't even been touched yet. The other one is one in the making. And then he just searches out this Clefairy too. The Clefairy will hit the. It doesn't hit for weakness.
It is not, because Garchomp is weak to grass.
Yeah, it hits Lucario for weakness.
Yes.
But still, I mean, like having two Pokemon kind of like ready to go to attack. I mean, it kind of makes things a lot better for Tristan here. So I'm not, too stressed with how his board's going here. I mean, he's already getting it ready to go here.
And so I think one thing that could be really important is for Tristan to move that damage from Blaziken onto the Gibble and wipe that Gibble from the board.
Yep, just wipe it out. Definitely.
And I agree. Tristan should take 2 here.
Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't even hate too much if he decided to just move the Monkey Dory damage onto the active Roselia and force the damage elsewhere. I wouldn't.
So that's a good point.
It's like not. I mean, it's also a decent move here. I don't know if it's completely optimal, but I wouldn't hate it either.
So from a maximizing damage standpoint, I think it is a good move. But this is actually the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
Because now Tristan will take a knockout, 2 prizes, but Alex can be able to move between 2 Garchomp eventually.
Yeah, I know. So it's like the thing where it's like if we were to take
no Dusk
2
pieces on board. Yes, correct.
Exactly. So I don't know. It seems like now we're in a spot where we're able to. I mean, Tristan still has Monkey Dories, so I mean we're still fine here. But I feel like we could have really ended this a while ago, and I think that's like the thing that the big take home message here is that we just have to kind of think about it a little bit more.
And so I've been playing Pokemon Champions with my wife.
Yeah.
We hit Master Ball League, which is awesome. We have like above a 1700 elo, so I feel pretty positive about that.
Okay.
One thing we have learned is that taking our time and thinking through decisions is a very beneficial practice.
Yeah, definitely.
And there we go. So we see the double modifier. He only needed one of those.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But we are going to overkill this Dragapult significantly.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of important right now. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we're still like a boss away kind of from kind of finishing off the game in a way. But I feel like we could have really finished this a lot earlier.
So unfortunately, we're kind of not a boss away.
Yeah, we're not a boss away because I forgot that all these, unless Alec decides to put a Pokemon down.
And you know what? At this point,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not to be too negative, but it's been a rough go around here.
Yeah, I think it's a little fatigue here. I mean, 4 rounds to play, especially if everybody's been working all day and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, Pokeball. We stole a team because I've introduced my wife to the concept of net decking.
Yeah, net decking the team.
Yes, but we have a Sneasler, a Frostlass, a Kingambit, a Delphox, a Garchomp, and a Whimsicott. And you know what? It works.
Yeah, definitely works.
TCG-wise, yes. Taking out the Gibble would be a big deal because now he can force a 2-shot on this Garchomp. And yeah, this is just... And leaving the Ruins up also would have been a big deal to get more damage to work with.
Definitely. I wonder if we're going to put a Pokemon down here.
If
we put a Pokemon down here... Ooh, oh, oh.
No. No. Not like this.
I don't like this.
It's okay. To be honest, Alec is not leaving any damage on Tristan's board to work with, so it's probably okay there.
Yeah.
And then, Brian, what are your thoughts on Sharpedo?
I don't really have many thoughts on Sharpedo. I'm not very familiar with Sharpedo.
Do you know what it does?
Not really.
All right, cool. So Mega Sharpedo, Stage 1, Mega Pokemon EX, 330 HP.
All I know is that Evan was like a big supporter of it.
It's Evan's favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
But Mega Sharpedo has 2 attacks, one dark, 70, draw 2, 2 dark. With, if there's damage on it, it does 270. So it is pretty cool. You can use it with Toxtricity. I think the issue for me is that in order to have it work effectively, you're bringing yourself down to 310 HP, you're weak to grass, and you're a 3-prizer.
Okay.
And that is sketchy.
Yeah, that's definitely just like a recipe for disaster.
And that's exactly it. I don't think you hit hard enough to really get the payoff for how squishy you are.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we see the draw from Fez.
Yeah, and I mean, if we really think about it now, as long as we're able to swing here, Blaziken could clean up the game.
And I think that is exactly the thing. Being able to hit into this Garchomp means
like
Tristan just needs Gust.
Yeah, some sort of Gust. And I think we got a Gust now here.
Which we absolutely in no way should use.
Yeah, we would have loved to have that last turn.
But to your point, I agree. I think you just hit with, hit with Dragapult because also Alec does not have a way to one-shot your Dragapult next turn.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any energy on, because you lose all the energy with the attack, correct?
Yes, and Raijin, yes, those are the creepy buddies that Alfredo has made for everyone.
Yeah, and I think what 13 Degrees is kind of saying is kind of like what we've been saying all game, where it's like he's not in a bad position, but it's a scary position.
Sammy, I actually completely disagree. I think just hitting this Garchomp is best case scenario.
Yeah, because I only think we only need 2 prizes left, so that's why I'm kind of on that route here. But I don't know, man. I feel like if we go this route, we're kind of relying on drawing Gust again.
Because we don't have another Dragapult setup is the issue. Now,
I mean, then again, we have Blaziken, but it's like that's not gonna get us to the finish line.
And so at this point, I think Tristan has to bench a Dreepy. Living, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Whenever we say the opposite is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But so from my end, I don't really care if Alec one-shots his Dragapults. If there is a Garchomp on his board that Tristan can reach on with Blaziken.
Yeah.
And by using this Gust, it is now not available to follow up. And now it's just going to be a lot tougher for Tristan to win.
Yeah.
And so, Sammy, Tristan does run Meowth, but Watchtower's still up. And 13 Degrees, exactly. If you boss, you have to have another boss.
I know. And I mean, we do have another one in the deck, but it's like it's relying on us having to draw into it, and that's the tough part about it.
Agreed. And also, with no Dreepy on the board, a Phantom Dive is not a viable option next turn.
I know. This is tough.
It is. So for Alec, how does Alec win here?
I mean, he's still 2 turns behind in a way, so he's going to really need this Garchomp to finish off the game here. I mean, let's see what we have to work with here. We have Hilda.
Actually, Alec has Hilda.
Yeah.
If Alec has a boss to follow that up, Alec just wins. Because all we do is Hilda for Neo Uppy, right?
Yeah, for Neo Uppy, and then we take an... Do we get the knockout with it?
Yeah, because there are
there's 2 Roserades.
Roserade on the bench.
There's 2 Roserades, so we just... we Hilda for Neo Uppy.
And then, like I said, Alec just needs a boss to win, or Alec can even just chill for a turn if Tristan hits into this Garchomp.
Definitely. Yeah, I guess the Roserade does getting knocked out because it has 130 and there's 7 damage counters on it currently.
So it does. Sammy, I believe Alex still played a couple Premium Power Pro, so there were still outs in deck.
Yeah.
Body, it would, unfortunately for Tristan, Alec is about to end this Dragapult's miserable existence.
At least if we play the Hilda. Let's see if we do.
Yeah, I mean, if this Dragapult survives, Tristan wins.
Definitely.
So I don't think Alec has any other option except for to go get that Neo Uppy.
Yeah.
Do you think he sees the line?
I don't know if he sees the line because he was contemplating attaching that fighting energy. That's the only thing that makes me doubt the line. Oh, never mind.
Okay, I think
I might be.
I think we're pulling the pieces together.
Yeah.
Do it.
Thinking about it. Come on.
Do it.
Oh. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Don't do that. Really,
that?
don't do that.
What is that? The fighting energy?
That is the fighting effect prevention energy. And yes, 13 degrees, I completely agree. I think, and this is something we talked a little bit about the cup, every time you use a resource, you no longer have access to as many resources. Seems silly, but obvious.
Yeah, but Shadowhand mentioning Risky Runes going away, that was probably the card that was helping him the most because that with the Itchy Pollen was pretty much sweeping the board.
Agreed. And Living, yes, apparently he does run Neo Uppy, and I think that's what he's trying to piece together.
Yeah, I mean, we have the card for it. We just need to search it out.
And so whenever you're thinking about playing Gust, using some resources like that, you have to keep in mind, what do I need?
No,
that does not work on a grass Pokemon. That does not work on a grass Pokemon.
Oh, that doesn't. What are we doing here? I guess it's to prevent the Dragapult.
But it only works when attached to a fighting type Pokemon.
Of course it does. Oh my god.
So Brian is stressing over here.
Oh my god.
And is there Neo Uppy?
I mean,
There
is Neo Uppy.
There is. What? Oh my goodness. Y'all.
I think Alex is thinking a little too hard into this. I think we're cooking a little too much here.
I think he overcooked himself.
Yeah.
This is. Oh yeah, Tristan's like, so I win.
Yeah, he does win.
Oh my gosh, trying to Alec, you cannot double. Oh, and just pass, and then Tristan just wins.
Yeah. He just wins, right? He just wins, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, Alec just read the card and said that it does not prevent spread on non-fighting moments. So listen, y'all, we had some good games. We had some good learning. Unfortunately, that last game included neither of those things.
Yeah.
That is a rough way for it to end. Oh man, Brian, any thoughts on that?
Oh man, I mean, Tristan started the game off. I mean, again, he won the game.
Yeah.
That's all we want at the end of the day. You know, he can hold himself high that he won the game, but
Does Tristan know?
there was definitely ways to optimize the win a little bit better, and I think that's the next step on it. Like, you got to the win, perfect, but let's try to get that next step next time and kind of realize, like, this is how we can win in a more dominant fashion and one that's a little less stressful.
And so I want to say this, too, because Tristan was telling us his top 8 game for the Cup. Eli and I had a lot of feedback for his decisions and damage placement. Jordan had apparently said he had prized a Monkey Dory. So in that context, all of Tristan's decisions were brilliant.
Yeah.
And so I want to give him a lot of credit and also say that was a very rough game to watch.
Yeah.
So any other feedback, Brian?
No, it's just watch over the games, take our considerations into account. If you agree with it, perfect. If you don't agree with it, perfect. That's also cool, too. It's just good to have an extra set of eyes on everything here. This is why we're here.
Absolutely.
It's good to get people a little extra learning and stuff like that. And yeah.
I agree completely. And so for those, thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Like I said, if you liked us, please come hang out with us. We want to keep convincing Norm for us to stay here.
Yeah, I like doing this every week.
Dude, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I know. It's so much fun.
If you're on Twitch, follow, subscribe, all those things. If you would like to, we would love you to. And then on YouTube, like, subscribe, and then click
Post
the bell
notification
thing.
bell.
Yes, the bell. Click the bell. And then Fizzle, exactly. It's just some free coaching here.
Yeah, coaching is it's kind of a stretch.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's coaching, more feedback.
Let's not get crazy. Actually, no, for what it's worth, I think we actually do give pretty good feedback. So, but yes, we will be back here next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. for our locals. We will be here every Thursday for the next few months. And then hopefully. And then we will have a bunch of good events this summer that we're going to be announcing pretty soon. So thank you all very much for being here. Really appreciate you spending your night with us. And we will see you here next time at Nerd Rage Gaming.